Previously on Twin Portals.
Where last we left our heroes, SWOJ had been locked up in the Docks Ward guard station, awaiting trial for various unnamed crimes. The previous night was filled with adventure and mayhem, and just before their arrest, they had secreted away the mysterious Stone of Golorr from the hands of the major domo of House Castellanter, Willifert Crowell. During their night of imprisonment, Scoot, Ylka, and Lark were bewitched by the stone and taken on a curious journey through the prehistory of Waterdeep, a journey which revealed truths and raised further questions about both the missing horde of golden dragons and the past of their still slumbering companion, Zay.
That's 2018. We started
Stars.
Afternoon. Fall. So the afternoon of the year.
Wow.
2018.
What a life.
Yeah. What a world.
What a world.
Can we do this so we can get Justin out of here on time?
Very well. Where we last left off, the members of SWOJ were locked in a prison in the Docks Ward in the basement of the Docks Ward guardhouse. The three of you, Scoot, Ylka, and Lark, just went on a strange mind journey into what seemed to be the past of Waterdeep. And you awoke after this journey, wiser, healthier, and alone again in the dead of night in the guardhouse. Come about, by your estimate, 4 a.m, your rest and relaxation was interrupted by the arrival of Eustace Staggett, the captain of the guard, your friend from before, who ran up to you quietly in a hushed voice and told you that the presiding magister for your trial tomorrow is corrupt, paid off by the Castellanters, and he doesn't know what you did to piss them off. And that, my friends, is where we left off. So what do you do in response to Eustace arriving?
Is he still here? Or
he is, yeah. He's looking at all of you, very concerned. Sweating, dirty, obviously hasn't slept in a while. Big bags under his eyes.
Eustace, can you get us out of here?
Can I get you, are you implying a breakout?
I mean, if it's going to be a corrupt trial, that's not fair to begin with.
Well, right, but breaking the law doesn't exactly right that wrong, Ylka. I don't have keys, but the warden of the prison does. I can go talk to him and see if we can work something out.
We'd greatly appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, Captain Staggett.
Can I do anything else for you? I mean, what was going on out there on the streets, you three? Is she okay? And he looks over your shoulders at Zay, who is still sleeping in the corner. You notice she seems to be clutching something close to her. It's dark, though.
She's breathing. She's just probably deeply asleep.
She is, yeah. You can tell she's deeply asleep.
Yeah, we had a rough day. I think she's probably just resting. Yeah, she's okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you asked what happened. We were chasing down these demons.
What?
These pokey demons who were flying out of the Gralhund crypt.
Pokey monsters?
Yeah.
Pokey monsters.
Very pokey monsters.
Oh my god.
I was trying to catch one and put it in my pocket, but I couldn't. They poked me.
Lark, was there some kind of venom in that poke?
I hope not.
You're acting kind of weird.
No, I feel like I'm acting weird because I'm in jail, Captain Staggett.
I'm sorry. Yes, of course. Well, why were you chasing pokey demons? What was going on with that cart on the streets and the parade? You hurt a lot of people out there, like that can't go unanswered.
We were trying to stop them from hurting people.
Who?
The cart we were chasing.
Was someone on that cart?
Yes.
Who?
I remember now. It was Willifert Crowell.
Yeah.
Willifert Crowell? Am I supposed to know that name?
He is a major domo for the Castellanter family.
For the Castellanters, okay, so we got a connection there.
Yeah, so we were trying to stop them, and we could see that it was getting dangerous, careening through the parade, and that people might get hurt. And so we tried to use this kind of magical sickle of windiness to blow people out of the way so that they wouldn't get run over. We were trying very hard to not hurt anybody.
I see. Well, these would be good facts to bring up in the trial.
Well, I bet if the presiding magister is corrupt, it won't matter what facts we bring up.
Well, I'll see what I can do. I mean, we have a large guard presence here, too, so maybe we can pressure the presiding judge.
We'd love that. Our goal was to reduce damage, certainly not to cause more damage.
So why were you chasing them? What were you chasing them for?
Well, the demons went to that cart when they flew. We started chasing the demons when we were at the Growlhunds.
The Gralhoun
The crypt.
Manor?
The crypt. Yeah.
I see. And why were you in the Gralhoun crypt?
There was an explosion at all of this was one day. There was an explosion. There was an explosion at Troll Skull Manor. Do you remember that?
Well, that's not my precinct, but I heard about it.
24 hours ago, not even.
Yeah, the whole city watch is ablaze about it. Yes.
Yeah, that.
Here's what's going on, Captain Saget.
Yes.
The Castellanters hired us to find this stone.
The stone.
Yeah, there's this magical stone that they hired us to find.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so we were able to follow it to the Gralhound estate, and then from the Gralhound estate to the Gralhound crypt.
Yep.
And that's where we saw some cultists give the magical stone to these devils.
Yep.
These spiny devils, and we chased that.
Yes.
So, did you find this stone?
Yes, we did.
Where is it?
We have it hidden away so that that it won't be found.
Ah, and then he looks at Scoot and he says, "Is it in your bag of holding?" I made sure our guards didn't look too closely in there.
Yes.
I see. Well, I'll do what I can to make sure it doesn't come up in the trial, but just know that they're aware of that you have a bag of holding.
Okay, that's good to know.
If you need to get rid of it or clean out that bag or do anything, I can try and help you.
Okay. Do you have an incinerator?
What? I know a couple mages, but incineration's not my specialty.
Okay.
Scoot.
All right. Well, we should probably look through this and see if there's...
What would you recommend we do with the bag of holding?
What would I recommend?
Yeah.
It's your bag of holding.
But I mean,
Think
like you're suggesting that you might have some way to prevent that from falling into the wrong hands.
Well, I could smuggle it out to someone if you have somebody you trust outside of the prison, or
Yeah, we could get it to Terry.
I don't know. I mean, I get the sense that there are a lot of parties interested in this stone, so they might be outside the guard post right now. You know, I mean,
It's a powerful stone.
the
a lot
Zents
of
were
people.
after you. There were
Mhm.
demons chasing it. I mean, who all knows about this thing?
It
Turns out more and more people every day.
Yeah, it
we're
seems to
kind
be
of
the case.
surprised by the number of
We've
people
been-
who apparently know about it.
And what does this stone do? Do you know?
We also can't quite get a clear answer on that. There's a lot of legends and myths about it.
Okay,
It might be a
sounds like a magic
powerful
stone.
weapon. It might lead to treasure. Who knows?
Okay, well, that's a strong lead. So,
I think the treasure at the end is friendship.
Yeah.
wow,
Myself.
that's beautiful.
And so we've kind of already won and learned our lesson.
So then why are you after the stone? You should just get rid of it. You don't need it.
I can't get rid of it. I'm in jail.
Oh,
Well,
I
if
can't
it
just
falls to people who wish ill, it sounds like they could probably accomplish a great deal of ill with this rock.
And would you wish ill on your friends? No.
a beautiful sentiment, Scoot.
Thank you.
Wow, you really changed a lot since those old days of petty thievery and crime in the dock sword.
I took up a drug habit of tea.
Tea?
Tea.
Where'd you get tea in the dock sword?
Were we in the dock sword?
No, it's from Troll Skull Alley.
It's from Troll Skull Alley.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
See, I'm in the wrong precinct.
I'm into edibles now.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
beautiful.
Those are legal these days.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You should come visit us in Troll Skull Alley, Captain Stegan.
Alright.
It's
Yeah.
really nice.
Well, if we can get through this morning, I will.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Sounds like your
mellows
trial's
him
in a
out.
few hours. So do you want me to find some keys, or do you want me to deliver a
Strictly
message?
speaking,
Or
maybe you shouldn't go to Troll Skull. I think it's still kind of a burning heap, isn't it?
Oh,
it was snowing last night.
Oh, all right. That's fine then. Yeah, come on over. So the trial.
I feel like jailbreaking would make things even worse. But if there's a way that we could get the stone, away from us, like if they know we have a bag of holding and they might suspect that it's in the bag of holding, that could cause problems during the trial.
Yeah.
So
I really don't want them digging in the bag of holding because I've had it most of the time, and I'm going to be associated with everything that's in there.
Is there a way to hide it on us that they can't find it? How big is this thing?
Anybody seen Pulp Fiction?
The stone is avocado sized.
No, how big is the bag? The bag of holding?
On the inside or the outside?
The outside. Is this a backpack or?
No,
pouch?
it's not even. It's like a satchel. It's like a 4-gallon bag.
What
can
if
do
we
that
take
for
out
me.
the unicorn? Does that give us some kind of wish? What is that deal?
And there's a dolphin in there too now.
Oh man.
Are you still here, Captain Staggett?
Yeah, he's still here.
He's just taking notes. He's got a little piece of paper.
He's written down unicorn.
Is,
Yeah.
he,
Dolphin.
is he writing them or drawing them? Can he draw a dolphin?
Yeah.
No, he's writing. He's sketching.
Oh.
Very, very precise handwriting.
Good.
It's very dim light, so it's not really clear.
I trust Captain Staggett. I think we could give him the bag of holding and ask him to get it to Terry or somebody.
At this point, you hear a jingling of keys from down the hallway and around the corner, and he looks off to the side and he's like, "Crap! Some of the guards are coming. I've got to run."
Do it.
Yeah.
Is there any
All right.
like?
I do it.
Yeah, give it to him.
I do it.
See if you can get this to Terry.
Take it off my hip, hand it to Captain Staggett, and we have to update all the fan art.
You pass the stone to Captain Staggett.
I pass
pass
the
the
bag.
The bag, the whole bag.
The whole bag.
Okay. He takes it, opens it up, looks inside, gasps, and then hides it under his jacket and jerks to the side as a couple guards come walking down, and they question him, and they're like, "Captain Staggett, what are you doing down here? It's 4 a.m. And he's like, "Oh, I was just checking on these prisoners, making sure that they weren't up to anything. There's these 4 are a swarthy bunch, right?"
I yell down the hallway. He was telling us a joke.
And then the warden is like, "Captain Staggett never tells jokes. That guy's not funny."
Oh, he had a great one. He said,
It's
"Where's
like,
the snowman? Keep all his
"Screw
money."
you, Bartolo. What?
Nothing.
In a snowbank.
That's what I said.
Eustace shakes his head. And he he's going over his notes, and he's kind of like taking a ledger of things. And as the guards are approaching, he leans over to you and says, "Your gear is just down the hall around the corner. If you need anything, I'll be back in a couple of hours before the trial, so you have some time to yourselves." And then he books it out of here as the warden approaches. And they check on you, and then they leave you alone. And you're left in this cell with sleeping Zay.
I'm going to go over and see if she's actually clutching something.
She is. You see that she's actually clutching the crystal unicorn. It seems to have crawled out of the bag, and
Thank
she's sort
God.
of cradling it close to herself. It seems curled up on her lap, almost like a cat or a puppy.
Does it seem it seemed comfortable and safe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's sort of snuggling with it.
Okay.
That's adorable.
Yeah, her eyelids are kind of fluttering like she's having some sort of REM deep dream.
And so the unicorn, it has some gems in it or something, right? Like there's 10.
Zay has a pendant with teardrops that sparkle. The unicorn is made of like a quartzy crystal.
I want to rub the unicorn. I'll first scratch it kind of behind the ears, and then I'll sort of run my finger up the unicorn horn and see if it responds in any way.
It seems like the unicorn is asleep too.
Okay.
It's moving as if it's breathing softly. Are you guys writing down a song name or
Oh,
something?
yeah. I tried to say that in the least sexual way I could, but I knew it was going to come out bad.
It's Sunday morning. You know what kind of mood I'm in.
Yum, yum, yum.
Run your fingers up the unicorn horn. Okay. Then, so if I look out into the hallway outside of the cell, is there anybody there? Is there anyone outside?
You are alone. All the other cells are empty in this prison.
Okay, I would like. Do I have my picks? Do I have my?
You do
lock?
not. They took your thieves' tools.
Okay. So if I tried to pick this, I would do it with disadvantage, or would I not even be able to pick it?
If you can find some kind of tool to pick it with.
All right, I would like to get the tiny unicorn and try to pick this lock with its horn.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. It seems inert when you pick it up. It's like still again. So you can pick it up and try to jam its horn into the lock.
When you touch the unicorn, it gets stiff.
Yeah, it gets very stiff,
Does
like
it?
a rock.
Does the horn feel like it will fit inside the keyhole?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I would like to try that.
All right, roll it.
I have a 9.
A 9. Yeah, you jam around in there, and it seems like a pretty complex lock. Like there's lots of, what are they called? Like the lifting things in a lock?
Tumblers?
The tumblers. Yeah,
tumblers.
there's several tumblers, and the horn is narrow enough to fit in under all of them. But you, like from your angle, reaching around the bars and like holding this stone unicorn and trying to like finagle it. You're having a really hard time right now, and it's getting kind of noisy as you try to like fiddle with this
Okay,
padlock.
I stop. I put the unicorn back into Zay's sleeping arms, and I look for something else. I'm going to investigate to see if I can find something else to pick the locks with.
Okay, roll investigation.
8.
8.
While he's looking around,
Yes.
I'm actually want to check the structures, like kind of the hinges, just kind of check for loose bars, things like that. See if there's anything.
You roll investigation, Scoot.
Okay. Not the big one. That one is bad to me. I don't think I find anything. That's a 6 with a modifier of -1.
So a 5. So we got a 9 and a 5.
Working 9 to
Ylka,
5.
you're the saving grace.
I have an instrument repair kit for my concertina. Would they have taken that?
They would have left that for sure.
I have an instrument repair kit.
Oh, what?
They left your whole concertina and everything. Yeah, so
Oh.
you have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Let's
look with
bash the
great
door open with the
interest
concertina.
at the instrument repair kit that Ylka is showing. Does anything in there look like a lockpick, or that might work as a lockpick?
I have a set of tiny narrow screwdrivers to adjust the keys.
These are perfect. Thanks, Ylka. I'm going to try to pick the lock with those.
Damn. Okay, roll it again.
With a different die.
Yep.
There he goes.
21.
All right, and you set down the unicorn near Zay and take the 2 screwdrivers, or the 2 pliers or screwdrivers?
Screwdrivers.
Screwdrivers. And yeah, you're able to, with 2 of them, easily kind of pry the tumblers up, and with a soft the big padlock swings open. You don't hear anything from down the hall.
I'm gonna nimbly dart over to where Staggett told us all our gear was and start putting on my weapons.
Okay. You go down the hall, take a left, and go about 15 feet to a closed door. You open the door and keep going?
Yeah, that's my plan.
Okay. You don't see any guards yet. There's a couple chairs. They're empty. You're obviously in a basement of some kind. It's pretty damp. And you open the door, and inside it looks like a sort of an atrium. There is a lectern with a big book on it, a couple other doors, and one of the doors is slightly ajar, and it seems dark beyond that door.
And inside this room is, do I see any of our gear?
You do not. You do see there's a sign over the door that's slightly ajar that says, like, armory,
That
which
that'd
would
be
be
where
where
I
you get
go.
the stuff. Yeah, storage.
Are they with me?
I have been following you, but I'm going to stop in the room with the atrium. And when it's my turn, I'll go up and look at the lectern and the book.
Okay.
I imagine I was trying to follow behind, but I'm so terrified that I'm going to make noise that I'd say I was going at half speed in order to try to help my whatever stealth I need to roll.
Sure.
Just because I'm like, I'm clumsy.
What are you guys doing with Zay? She's still asleep.
Oh, shit.
I looked back quickly and then just gently closed the door. It won't latch again, right? It was a padlock or something that we picked.
It will latch again if you close it.
Okay,
yes.
then I don't close
Wait.
it tight.
I would.
The door will close, but
Can
like the
any
lock
of us
will clear.
carry her?
Yeah. She's a halfling.
I certainly can. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah. And
Scoot,
doesn't.
Scoot, get Zay.
Okay, I'll go back. I'll get Zay. And is the unicorn? Do we still have the unicorn?
It's in her arms again.
She's clutching it.
Okay. And that's just like instinctively, that's what she's
Yes.
doing. So I don't have.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah. So I picked the both of them up, and yeah.
She weighs about as much as your great axe. Yeah. It's
All
quite
right.
easy.
So baby Zay with the left arm, great axe, one-handed now in the right hand.
Okay, so you don't have your great axe yet.
Okay,
But
well,
as you guys you're heading
don't.
towards the armory. Lark, you get to the lectern first. It seems like a ledger with a record of all this stuff that they've put in from various criminals and various crimes, evidence.
There's a book here that it's recording the stuff that they took from the people they arrested.
Does it have us in it?
Yeah, we're right at the bottom.
What's it say?
It's a list of all of your stuff. Yeah. So it's got your lockpicks, your weapons.
Is there anybody else's stuff?
Yes. Yeah, there's some Zentarim, obvious, like black leather armor sets, weapons, bloodstained,
Standard junk loot.
standard junk loot.
Nothing popping. to the
Yeah,
eye?
I'll roll for it if you bear with me for a second.
Absolutely. Take your time.
I'm thinking, what if we don't take all of our stuff? Like, are you thinking that we'll break out of here? Or are we going to go back to the cell with some part of our equipment?
And then be ready when the time comes.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we just smudge out the parts of the things that we take.
Then they'll never know.
Yeah.
They left us with this. So if we just like lick the finger and go across great axe.
Yeah, or just like maybe write over some of the letters to make it look like a great ape. I don't know.
Great ape.
Right.
Great ape.
You and I are the only ones that are going to get that reference.
No. We're old.
So, I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds smarter than my plan.
Yeah.
Wait, what was your plan?
Rob.
Just
Rob and
loot
escape.
everything.
Yeah, murder hobo. Standard fare murder hobo.
All right. Inside the ledger, you find what looks like a bunch of junk loot, as well as one oil of sharpness carried by a Zentarim agent.
Neat.
Very valuable, stolen from one of their warehouses. Possibly the one in Candle Lane that you guys were in.
I don't even know what this is. Oil of sharpness.
You put it
sounds
on your
pointy.
weapons.
Oh,
And then they
Sharper.
they get sharper, and then I think they stay sharp.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
For a certain amount of time, isn't it? Not that
It's for
I
like-
can. You know what?
Let's grab it.
I can
for
count on this.
one.
Okay, so what are we each gonna take from our stuff? It has to be something like it's not super visible, right?
Yeah, that
Your
kinda-
great axe it's gonna be hard to hide
kind
that
of
in
visible.
your little waist.
Did they
cloth.
take our armor?
No.
So we're all wearing that.
I still have my
No.
skin.
No.
I
Took
want
Scoot's
my
skin.
song sword, most likely. But
You
that
could
one's
probably hide
kinda-
that under your cloak.
Yeah.
As you're talking, Ylka, you're standing by the door still.
Mm-hmm.
You notice some dark liquid starting to pool from the opening of the door.
Ah,
That's slightly
shit.
ajar.
Okay, we should go fast.
Looks
Yep.
like black ichor.
It's always icon. All right, I'm gonna put up some dancing lights to look into the room. Yep, they look just like candlelight, so no one would think they're magical at all.
All right, so like a slightly warm. And the door swings open, and inside you see the storage of this prison, along with a bunch of junk loot and all of your gear. And in the middle of the room, sort of leaned against the wall haphazardly, are two corpses of city watchmen. What? Are bleeding.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh no.
This seems bad now. Somebody's
not-
coming,
I'm no
Um,
longer certain about my plan.
or somebody's
Yep.
here.
Do they have stab wounds, slashing wounds?
Roll investigation if you're going to go check it out.
13.
13. So you kind of nimbly, you get a little bit of blood on your shoes, but you go over there and it seems like they've been bludgeoned to death, to the point where like their mouths were bleeding and
no.
like their ears. But yeah, no stabbing or slashing.
Then I'm going to scrap my first plan and put on all my weapons.
Okay.
We're totally gonna get blamed for this.
Yeah.
No, we came in and found them like this.
Yeah, it says us.
And as you say that, from across the atrium, the door opens and Eustace Staggett approaches. As soon as he sees you with your weapons standing over these corpses, he puts his hand on his sword and says, "What are you doing here?"
Captain Staggett, these men have been bludgeoned to death.
Oh my God. So the rumors were true about you.
What?
No,
No, we didn't do this.
We just found them this way.
None of us has a club.
And he nods as if like he understands and believes you, Scoot. And then he, from his pocket, he sort of makes eye contact with all three of you, grins wryly, and puts on a pair of thin-rimmed glasses.
Wilfred Crowell, you suck.
And then he says, "Prisoners escaped! Prisoners escaped! City watch! I need reinforcements!" And you hear a shuffling from upstairs.
How far away is he?
He's well, you're on the back end of the storage, and he's like maybe like 40 feet away.
Lying
Damn it.
snake.
I'm holding a Zay.
You are. Roll for initiative right now.
Okay,
Actually,
I
Yeah, do
didn't
that.
say that I was going to put on my weapons, so
Yep, Zay is and Scoot. Are you holding your axe?
I didn't think I ever got to it.
Did I say Zay, Ylka?
Ylka was
Yeah.
Ylka was suiting up.
Yep.
I was holding his. Oh, I see your secrets. I know what happens. Shit.
You know that it was.
the DM shield just fell over.
Yeah.
DM screen.
You did find the oil of sharpness, though, before this happened.
Nice.
Scoot.
Oh, neat. Okay, I guess I could use it.
I rolled a 13.
Oh, for fuck's sake. With my +1, I got a 4.
22.
And
13
yes.
for Lark.
The undead musical Tink.
Son of a bitch. At some point, I'm going to get my advantage on initiative if we ever get to level 6, and then I can roll 4 and 4 again.
all right.
And then maybe the DM let me add them together.
Eustace rolled a nat 20 in his initiative.
God.
And
Great.
he...
Or should we say Wilford?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Son
He-
of a bitch.
That guy's
He takes a step back, closes the door, and you hear a click from the door.
All right.
So wait, he locks us into the room
Yes.
Oh,
with
no.
him in it?
No.
With the 2 dead things.
The two dead things. And you hear the noise of movement upstairs.
So
like
we're
many
locked
bodies.
into the storage room.
With the 2 dead things that are probably getting active
I hope
behind
not.
us.
I hope not.
Yeah. No, they're just pooling blood.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Ylka,
How
you go
big is
first.
the atrium that he's in?
It's about 20 feet diameter.
But he's right on the other side of the door.
Yes.
So I'm going to cast Shatter
On the door.
to right on the other side of the door.
Ooh, I hope I'm not near there.
Okay. Does that cause physical damage again, or is it
Yep.
just psychic?
Is it electric? Is it like lightning damage?
No, that's like your worst fears around
10
your
feet.
brain.
Each creature in a 10-foot radius centered on that point must make a Constitution saving throw. 3d8 thunder on a failed, or half of that on a success.
Take that door.
He succeeds with a 15. But the door shatters to pieces, yeah, and splinters go flying everywhere.
So that's 17, so he takes 8.
8 damage. All right, and then splinters go flying into his face, and he reels backwards.
Good.
And roars at you
That jerk.
and says, "You'll get what you deserve."
Have we been really bad like this whole adventure? Deserve. We've been terrible people.
I
Is
guess
this,
so.
is this going to be like the end of Seinfeld?
It's all perspective.
I mean, we've been really trusting, unfortunately.
I've thrown a lot of people off of moving carts.
Lark. Or Ylka, do you want to move? Or was that
yeah,
your
I'm
turn?
running towards him now.
Okay, so you close the distance.
Yeah.
Lark,
I get my stuff.
you got your stuff.
Did I already have it, or does
That'll be like an action, so you
yeah?
can
I
move
want to
if
get
you
my
want.
stuff.
Yep.
Get it all, and that's my turn.
Scoot.
Okay. So this is armory,
Mm-hmm.
or is it armory /
It's more like
depository?
yeah, like
of all-
evidence storage
Okay.
vault. I'm not sure what the right word is.
Okay. I need to ask a couple of recap questions first.
Yes.
So they took some of our stuff, but not all of our stuff.
Right.
Do I still have my pendant and my boots? Those are the 2 things I was magically attuned to.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so I still have those things.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
looking around, do I see a shield anywhere?
Yeah, there's a couple beat up shields.
I would like to grab what looks like the best of the shields.
Uh-huh.
I'm holding Zay now, Baby Yoda style, in my right arm,
Huh.
and I'm holding up this left. I'm using my left arm to hold the shield, which I am proficient with.
Not just baby style, but baby Yoda style.
Baby Yoda style. Yeah.
Right.
This is I'm now the Mandalorian, and F the rest of you guys. Oh my god, that's nice. Good one. That was a good one. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not worried about my great axe. I'd love to have it back, but
Okay.
I know that that's not the priority. So I'm just taking up a defensive position with this shield. I will go to whatever's front and just kind of hold the shield and try to give my team some time to get ready.
Towards the back of the room.
Yeah, wherever everyone's feels like we
I
should
guess
be
with Lark,
suiting
yeah,
up.
because Ilka's
Yep.
charged up ahead.
I'm running towards the door.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm running up there too.
Okay. All right.
Scoot, protect Zay. I have spoken.
Oh my God.
I would like to see the asset. Whatever the hell he says.
Show me the baby.
Show me the
Show me the
baby.
Um.
You must never listen to this tape.
All right. Eustace bolts for the opposite side of the atrium. You can make an attack of opportunity, Ylka.
Coward! I leap through the door and slash at him with my song sword, and it plays a little We Are the Champions as it comes down.
Did you write that one yourself?
I stole it from Freddy Mercury.
Zeddy Zercury.
Roll
That's the
that.
guy.
Roll that. All on the. Ooh.
Ooh, that's a single digit number. And it's not a 9.
What do you want on that? Athletics?
That's an attack roll.
8.
That's a miss. He blithely ducks under your sword and continues on his way.
That jerk.
And he makes it across the room to to the opposite
even
door.
with him running away?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He's very nimble, as it turns out. And he makes it to another door, which he throws open. And he starts running up the stairs, calling for help, as many more city watchmen start filing into this atrium from upstairs.
Oh, damn.
Seems like at least 6, with more on the way.
That's a lot of watchmen.
Yep. Ylka, it's your turn.
I'm going to shout to them that Eustace has been... I don't even know the word for this. Because it's a mimic with Williford Crowell.
Well,
That this man is not Eustace. He's someone who stole his body and is pretending to...
A
This man is
doppelganger.
not Eustace Staggett!
He's
Someone
a
has stolen his
doppelganger.
body. It is a doppelganger.
Is Eustace one of the corpses?
No.
No.
Okay.
But one of the corpses is the warden that you saw earlier.
He killed the warden.
Roll persuasion.
Oh, my God.
Beth. Why did you choose to do that?
Oh my
Why
God.
did you choose to roll a 1?
That was a crit fail, listeners.
With my crit fail, it's a 6.
Yeah, and they dogpile on top of you as you're calling out, Ylka. They sort of
no.
pin you to the ground, like, don't move, not another word. Call the magistrate. Let's get this trial going.
And where's Williford?
He's disappeared up the stairs at this point.
Of course he has.
Can I sprint after him? Have they piled on all of us?
There are 6 piling on Ylka, with at least another 6 on the way down the stairs.
So
beyond
12
her.
on 2.5.
So you'd have to sprint past all of 12 of them to get to Williford.
Well, okay, I'm going to sprint past the first pile. Oh, wait, is it my turn?
It is your turn, yep.
I'm going to sprint past the first pile and shout, "Stop that man! Stop that man!" Pointing after Crowell.
Okay. The first one critically misses you as he tries to grab you. However, the second guard, as you're ducking under the first one, completely clotheslines you with an open arm, and you get knocked onto your back. And they start to grab you as well, Lark, up on the staircase once you reach it. And you see Williford disappear around the corner up at the top of the stairs.
Stop that man!
They're ignoring you.
No!
If he were innocent, he wouldn't be running away. There, no, great.
You say underneath like 6
If he were
bodies.
innocent.
Yeah. And scoot.
So, Ylka is under 6 guards.
Yep.
Lark has been grabbed and is now being restrained.
Correct.
Okay. And there's about 4 guards looking at me,
At least.
at least. Is there anything else in this room? Anything else of interest?
I mean,
I can't chase them. I'm not going to get there.
yeah, like there's the ceiling is made of mortared stone
Neat.
and wood supports.
All right.
It's kind of a cave, you know.
I
it's
get
not,
it.
there's
I'm
not a
waiting
lot.
for the first one to come to me, and I'm just going to kick.
Okay.
And I want to see if these boots of striding and springing aid in that at all.
Sure. Make an attack roll.
This is just, this is an experiment. Okay, so an attack roll and just use some strength.
Yep.
Shit. 10.
10. You kick one of the guards, but he holds up his shield as he sees the kick coming,
Yeah.
and the force from your boot knocks you backwards like 10 feet. You kind of go spiraling backwards into the back wall near the corpses. You're still holding Zay. She's
Okay.
safe.
Okay, I try to
But you're kind of knocked on your butt.
protect Zay on the roll
Mhm.
or on the crash, and if possible, use the shield for a roll and block any damage that I might take from the floor.
Okay.
And then I just want to be in a seating position, still holding Zay, and then with the shield up, just trying to protect myself at that point.
Okay.
On the ground.
And they're not trying to hurt you at this point. They just the guards file in and surround you and put you guys in manacles and disarm you unless you try to resist.
No, I'll throw down
Nope.
the shield.
Okay.
Yeah, I am not physically resisting, but I am just continuing to tell them nonstop that they have to go stop this man.
Okay. They seem especially mad at you, Ylka, because you hurt Eustace. So they assume that you were you were the one that was armed at first. So they're just assuming that you're like the murderer here. And that's what your nat 1 gets you.
Oh.
They're just really against you.
Do any of them recognize me? Like, do they know my songs?
Mm,
I'm not a murderer. I'm a musician.
One of them seems to feel reluctant a little bit. The same one that was talking to Zay the previous night, Bartolo. But he's still doing his job, and he's committed to it. So, unless you guys have any other agenda, you're going to be kept in the prison under high security with several guards watching you.
This worked great.
Neat.
How's Lark feeling?
Yeah, I'm going along with it. I'm not saying anything. I'm just holding my hat.
Yeah. Okay.
Were we able to squirrel away anything that we got in that armory run?
Not any weapons, which would be what you were missing.
I'm gonna try to sleight of hand stuff my thieves' tools in my boot.
Yeah. Okay. Roll that.
Which one of these dice is the one that's killing me today? I think this is a good one. It was not, but a 10?
No.
Okay.
You get caught.
Wait. 11?
11 succeeds.
Oh.
Okay. So you slip away. What, like a couple of lockpicks or something?
Yeah.
in your
Yeah,
boot?
just a couple picks.
Yep. Okay. And Scoot, you still have that oil
Yeah.
tucked away somewhere.
I guess I all I did was try to kick, and I hope they just realize that I'm really bad with kicks, and that's why I fell backwards, and they don't realize that these boots are kind of pimp.
I would say it's a pretty chaotic situation. Yes,
Okay.
They weren't really tracking.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was. I'll claim it was the Zay that did it.
Zay is the one that they seemed the least upset about because she was obviously asleep the whole time.
Oh yeah.
So they're just kind of letting her hold the unicorn and calling it what it is.
Right.
I'm going to try to slip my dagger into my boot,
Roll sleight of hand.
covered by 6 people.
What is the deal with our dice? That was a 2.
6.
Yeah, no, they stop you as you're slipping it in your boot, and they're like, "Not this time. Nice try, murderer."
I hum a couple of my songs and see if they recognize anything.
No, they're super cranky. It's also like 5 a.m.
Yeah, and
they
there was
haven't had their coffee yet or anything.
and there was just a small revolt.
Yeah.
and 2 of their guys are down.
2 of their guys are down. That's the main thing.
But still, none of us had a bludgeoning weapon except for the shield. And I guess if I beat those guys to death with Zay, I guess that would count as a bludgeoning weapon.
Yeah, that's true.
As you're in the prison cell, as the time goes by, you learn that your trial is scheduled for 10 a.m. And you hear them calling in clerics, like around the corner in the atrium, and they're casting speak with dead spells with the corpses to find out what killed them.
Oh.
And you hear hushed voices muttering to each other. And then a couple guards come around the corner and seem to be staring at you, Scoot, with an especially strong hatred, as if they blame you for the deaths of their friends.
God, another more half orc.
Of course, they were gonna.
Yeah,
Well,
singling
if
out
somebody-
here.
The doppelganger. He could have just turned into you and then killed them, so that he would have known they were going to use Speak with the Dead.
I think it was that other half orc dude that I had to stare down with.
Barabbas.
Barabbas. Baraka.
So
When they traded for Jesus.
when the time is nigh, you are all brought upstairs.
The justice
any
system, I
last
got to say,
words?
works real well in this town. By the way, I mean this is fast.
Yeah.
Good for them.
They're not fucking around with this.
No.
Eustace actually leads the little parade from the prison back up. He seems a little smug.
The perp walk.
The perp walk, yeah, exactly.
Hey, I have a question.
Mhm.
So, the night that we spent in the jail cell, we all got attuned to our new magical items. Did I get any sense of what's going on with this ring yet?
Yes. It's somewhat vague. It seems like a ring that conceals magical auras. So like when you hold it around your allies' magic things, they kind of seem more subdued. Not like it's canceling the magic, but like you just don't feel that warmth, that sort of buzzing, that magic, that tingling.
That's
it
kind
gives
of
you.
cool.
It obscures magic
Nice.
in some way.
That'll be useful since apparently magic is prohibited in many places in this town, and we keep whipping it out.
I was just trying to think if there's some way that would help us expose Wilford.
Roll knowledge arcana.
Maybe we get close enough to him.
Or roll arcana, intelligence.
Knowledge. Jeez.
Wow.
I just rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Plus 3.
Yep. Actually, this ring, you understand that it projects a spell that you read about once in one of the Ratman comics. He used it to smuggle a vampire friend of his into the city, because normally the magisters would detect a vampire because it's undead.
Right.
But this ring casts Nystel's magic aura, which is a spell that obscures like strong evil or undead or strong good, like holy and unholy creatures. It obscures their aura from sensing, from any kind of scrying.
And could I use it to expose an aura?
Maybe if you were creative with it, but it specifically dampens that aura from anybody who wears it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'm not going to lie. I was hoping the Nat 20, the ring was going to give you a plan.
I was hoping it would too.
The ring tells you what to do.
So with Ylka having worn it, that would make sense, because she is undead, and so they would hide that.
Cool. I have no magic except for these boots and this amulet. So.
When we're not being marched into a court to face our trial, I'm going to talk to Ylka about this and probably give her the ring, since that makes, I think, probably the most sense. But I'll save that for later. After the news, which I'm guessing is what's coming up here. Thanks for listening, everybody. This will be the final episode of Twin Portals.
This is called a TPK.
Yeah.
We're all going to be in front of a firing squad by bow and arrow. It's going to suck. It's going to take 14, 15 rounds.
Yeah, each arrow does like 1d6 plus 1 damage.
That'd be the worst
Another one.
firing line.
Scoot will be El Fusilado now.
So many holes.
Boromir.
Oh, too soon.
Oh.
My king.
It was 2001.
So you're all filed up the stairs, and around a corner, there's some windows that are open, and you finally get a taste of daylight again, which is nice. It's a sunny day outside. But you're taken to this courtroom, which is not like a grand, huge vaulting ceiling courtroom or anything like that. It's sort of a smaller room with a few rows of benches and a podium and a lectern for the judge, a lectern for the defendant, and a couple chairs around the judge for the witnesses and the clerk. And there is a small collection of witnesses sort of standing to the side, and you recognize many of them. People have been brought here or who have come here to defend you. It's kind of amazing the turnout, actually, considering that it was just last night that all this stuff went down. But in the room, you see, I've got a list here, various commoners from the streets and the city of the dead. People you recognize who might have seen you. Some of them have their arms in slings or seem like vaguely bruised and upset. Others seem just okay, just there for the proceedings or something. It's not clear. You see Harold, the owner of the Spouting Fish. He's eating some kippered herrings, as it kind of stinks, makes the whole room smell. You see a trio from the Gralhund Villa. You see Yala and Orond and Hrabaz, sort of eyeing you warily. You see Emic Froon, with a big devious grin on his face, like he's ready to fucking bank on this.
Who's he again?
He's Froon's Bruise,
Froon's
dude.
Bruise,
Oh,
proprietor.
what a dick.
And you see Taga, your mother, Scoot.
Oh, no, that's the worst for me.
She looks just very worried.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she's not sure what's happening. And you see Zarda Zord with his beautiful hat held tightly to his head, kind of grinning, and he kind of winks at the three of you as you all walk in.
I just
Each of you individually. Wink, wink, wink.
I instantly, the only thing I just like, please, I do not want to see Zardos talking to my mom.
Oh, he already is.
No!
He
That's
seems
when
to
I
be-
start struggling against the restraints.
He seems to be complimenting her on something, and she's sort of like blushing a little. She's
No.
she's kind of holding her
Hey!
still,
Stop it!
and she kind of swats
Hey!
him away, like, "Oh, please, dear, that's really not necessary."
Where's Dad? This is Harold.
Dad's not there.
What the
Always gone.
fuck?
Yeah, it's weird.
Is Terry there?
Maybe?
No, but as you reach the room, you hear him
Oh yeah, because
outside.
he's a horse.
That's
Oh,
right,
I
he's
forgot
still
he's
a
horse.
horse.
Why did we send the bag of holding to him? Can't even hold
It's
it.
a horse.
Oh no, I forgot.
He's walking around with a bag of holding in his teeth.
And you all hear a voice chime into your heads. Guys, it's Terry. I hear movement.
Terry, we're going to trial. We're in big trouble. Did you by any chance get a bag of holding from us?
What? No.
Shit.
Yep.
It's almost like he was lying.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe that was the real Captain Staggett, but I guess not.
Is Captain Staggett there?
Heck, who's Captain Staggett?
I'm sorry. DM, is Captain Staggett in
Oh,
the
yeah.
room?
Captain Staggett's leading the procession into the courtroom, and he takes a spot near the judge.
Does he have the bag of holding on him?
It seems like he does.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, he's got like a bulge under his coat where he put it.
But
He's got a big bulge.
I'm still holding
He's
on
got a
hope that
bag
that
of
was the
holding in
real Captain Staggett, that like he's actually just in prison somewhere with the real bag of holding, and that this is just the doppelganger shape of the bag of holding that he's, that Wilfred Crowell has taken on. I'm still really hoping that the first Captain Staggett was the good guy.
Are our hands manacled, or can I pat Lark on the head
Your
condescendingly?
hands are all manacled in front of
Okay.
you.
I feel the condescension.
Not mine. I snapped mine off when I saw Zardos talking to my mom. Maybe.
Roll strength.
You know what? Yeah, I probably would. And give me that shitty dice so that I don't succeed.
This is going to be the nat 20.
No, that's
No.
6
Okay.
with so 9.
Yeah, it's very impotent rage.
Oh, that's track 15.
Yeah,
Okay, so who else is here? So we got down to Zardoz. Is that it?
that's it.
Okay.
All
There's
right.
no judge yet. So you're seated at the front on the front bench.
The Castellanters are not here?
Castellanters are not here. However, you do see one of their valets, the valet that delivered the message to you.
Is this
Way
the one
back
that
in episode
Zay
2.
charmed?
Correct.
Okay.
I think his name was Fred at one point. I think.
Well, she was here. She would remember.
Yeah.
So sad.
Also, Bartolo, the guard that was friendly towards SWOJ, is in
Oh,
the
yeah.
crowd. And you hear a crier say, "All rise." For the presiding judge, we've had a replacement today. The original scheduled judge, Umberto Stonemarrow, has been delayed, and his position is being replaced by none other than Our Lady of Waterdeep, Laeral Silverhand.
Oh my God.
And as he says that, Eustace jerks his head around to look at the guard, and then seems to fidget really nervously, like he was not expecting this. His eyes go wide and his jaw drops. And you hear a rustle in the room. Everyone's very surprised by this. The three of you roll knowledge history.
Knowledge.
See what you intelligence. Roll history. See what you know about Laeral Silverhand.
All right, I'm switching dice.
Oh my God.
What did you get?
I rolled a nat 1. I rolled a crit fail, but I would definitely know. You're gonna have to interpret that how you
Yes,
want. Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
15.
15.
This was history, you said?
Yeah.
All right, 6.
6.
Every dice I have sucks.
Scoot, you know that Laeral Silverhand is the open Lord of Waterdeep. She has been in that position for several years,
I know her. She's been doing this a long time.
and she's generally well liked. But people in the Docksward don't seem to care for her that much because she doesn't really show her face too often. However, she is known as a Lord of the People. She does kind of mix around, and she's seen walking the streets on her own from time to time.
I'd like her more if she'd come to the docks once in a while, but
Yeah.
otherwise I think she's okay.
Yeah, you could have a beer with her. She just seems likable.
She seems likable, but I won't find out because she doesn't visit the place I live.
That's right. Ylka, you know that one of the reasons why people like her is because at least once a month she does a tour of different precincts to oversee the court proceedings. It's kind of random on her own volition. And so this is obviously one of those times where she's just kind of swept in and is taking charge of the proceedings without giving anyone a warning. So hence the surprise and the alertness and excitement in the room.
Know what I think?
Awesome.
I think she killed Umberto. The
You
other
saw
judge.
through my plan.
Yep. She
Yeah.
murdered him in the docks ward.
Where is he? He's
'Cause-
not here.
Yeah. She never goes there.
Yeah.
So, perfect crime.
Yeah. Lark, you know that there's a really, really badass comic of Rowan Crooks, which is kind of an older series, but it still featured Laeral Silverhand because she's actually quite old. And it was in her early days when she was one of the Harpers. And she did this really badass thing where she summoned her mother, who is Maestra, goddess of magic. And the two of them used their familial bond to defeat Manshun, an evil wizard, who was trying to take over the whole world. And they spliced into the weave and channeled great conduits of magic to stop him.
Oh my God.
She's real badass.
She's so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm picturing somehow a splice between Galadriel and Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yes.
That's probably
a really
pretty
close,
spot on.
Yeah. Yep. And as you guys are fondly recollecting your memories of Laeral Silverhand, she walks into the room accompanied by a few guards. She seems to be wearing. She's a let's see what I have a description written here.
Does she have a silver hand?
She does have a silver hand.
Like made of metal? Or
No,
like she
it
wears armor on it?
glows. Like it's this like glowing silvery light.
I saw this in Harry Potter. She's one of the bad ones.
No,
Yeah.
she's one of the good ones. This is a very lucky break for us.
Question.
Yes.
Where's Zay?
Zay is still in your arms.
And I'm manacled still?
Well, that's a good question. I guess they would let you carry her
Okay.
manacled.
All right.
Yeah.
Then, okay. To retcon that other thing, yeah. I'd be pissed, but I wouldn't go, like, I would, if I know I'm taking charge of Zay.
Sure. Makes sense.
But what is the proper address for the High Lord of Waterdeep?
Open Lord, isn't it?
Open.
Open
Yeah. Oh,
Lord
yeah.
of
The
Waterdeep?
Open
Is
Lord.
this
of
a
Waterdeep.
Your Honor?
My lady?
I would say Your Honor.
Your Honor in this case,
I
because
mean, I don't know if any of you really know.
I feel I would
Lark,
know.
you'd probably know. You've been educated. It would be Your Honor. We'll go with that.
Okay, just because she's functioning as a judge here. But like if we met her out on the street, it wouldn't be Your Honor.
You could say Lady Silverhand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
She's not like a queen.
Yeah.
How do you spell Laeral?
Laeral. Laeral. Like a laurel, but different.
Laeral.
She is surpassingly beautiful. She has sparkling eyes. Her right hand glows silver. Did I say right hand?
Right
you
hand.
said
I
right
said left hand
gland.
before. Okay, it's her right hand. And
Is powered by her right gland.
She seems her age is sort of nondescript, sort of Galadriel-esque, you know. Very poised,
Ageless.
very humble. She's wearing white robes, white and red and gold. And she sort of glides into the room accompanied by a few guards and takes her place at the judge's podium and sort of surveys everyone. How do you react? Do you do anything?
I relax a bit because I know the corrupt judge is not why can't I language?
It's tricky, right?
Right? No, watching Eustace or Double Eustace made it clear that this is not the corrupt judge he was hoping for. So I am a little more inclined that maybe we can plead our case instead of having to fight our way out of here in manacles.
Without
weapons.
And becoming fugitives to the whole city.
Yeah.
Again.
That's the one. Yep.
Nice.
I was looking around the room and the windows and like, there are no odds in our favor here.
All right. She surveys the room and clears her throat softly, and a sort of hush falls over the room. Everyone's just kind of spellbound, you know, like most folks here haven't never seen her before. Just heard her name. And she speaks in a surprisingly non-haughty voice. She says, well, we're all here today to... I had something written. She says, admittedly, when I heard the name of your group, I thought it was a political statement about my title. I can certainly appreciate the call for justice. With that sentiment in mind, let's hear the charges put forward. Bartolo, if you will. And Bartolo steps up to the lectern,
This is going to be a bit.
holds out a scroll, and begins to read.
Oh, fuck.
The charges against Scoot, Ylka Gralhund, Lark Wave Silver, and Zay of the Silver Waves of Justice include, firstly, crimes against nobles, assaulting a noble, accused by Yala Gralhund. City Watch can corroborate. Also, Arand Gralhund claims that they coerced a Zentrum agent into slicing his neck open. And at this, Arand kind of like melodramatically holds his neck and rubs it and seems
I roll my eyes.
very strikes a sympathetic figure. But
I'm a
it's pretty
terrible
pathetic.
person because already I don't remember these things.
Yeah. Second, crimes against the city, brandishing weapons without due cause within the Gralhund Villa after the festival, in the parade on the streets of the High Road. Crimes against the gods, tomb robbing in the Gralhund crypts.
That tomb was robbed when we got there.
Do you say that out loud?
I guess I don't.
Okay.
I better not.
And lastly,
My
this
mom's
will take
here.
a minute. Crimes against citizens.
Oh.
Disturbing the peace. I can cite many examples. Damaging property. Breaking and entering into Gralhund Villa. Robbery. Stealing from the Gralhunds. Stealing a prized falcon and a tome and a key from Lady Yala's neck. Using magic to influence a citizen without consent. And when he says that, the courier steps forward and nods his head. Assaulting a citizen. And at this, various townspeople that are gathered there all kind of grumble and point at their wounds and nod. Lastly, and most grave, murder with justification. The deaths of various agents within Graalhund Villa, and murder without justification. A carriage driver on the high road, 2 city watchmen down below. These are the charges put forward by the various witnesses. You have 1 hour to defend yourselves. You may call witnesses. Should we just go down the list? How do you, Laeral asks you, how do you four want to go about this? She seems like not angry at you. Like she's genuinely curious to hear your point of view on all this stuff. Because she's like, this is a long list of charges that the four of you have racked up. So let's suss it out.
Can I ask a logistical question right now? How long has it been since? No, to you, oh. DM. How long has it been since we started this? In what time frame did we accumulate this many charges? I'm just wondering.
Well, you started towards the end of Marpanoth, and it's now the 1st of Nightowl, so it's been about a month and a half.
Right, but these charges all seem to be around the last 48 hours.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Okay.
Mostly.
Good for us.
A good chunk of them, yeah.
Is that a record, do you think?
It probably
that it is.
Laeral's like, well, let's wait and see how much the fine is that you accrue, yeah? It'll be fun, guys. Let's go.
Asking the DM a question. All right, yeah.
Well, Your Honor, Lady Silverhand.
You don't have to just call me Laeral.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Wow, I've been such a huge fan ever since.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right, Lark.
Anyway, we have a pretty crazy story to tell. And how would you like to hear it?
Preferably in under an hour.
I mean, we probably have some witnesses that we could call, but I feel like when you hear what we have to say, you might have different questions.
All right, well, let's start with the top. There's a charge here for assaulting a noble. Lord and Lady Graalhund here seem to think that you attacked them. Specifically, I have testimony here, and she kind of shuffles through her paper. She says, when the City Watch broke into the Graalhund Villa, you were engaged in combat with Yala and her bodyguard, and she looks at Scoot and Ylka when she says that. And then Lord Orond here also claims that you coerced a Zhentarim agent into attacking him.
That's not quite the truth. So the Castellanters and the Graalhunds have been working together with some cultists. And they're trying to...
Wow.
Yes, I know, right? It's kind of bombshell.
That's a lot to unpack. And
I've got so many bombshells.
Loud murmuring around the courtroom as you say that. And Laeral just raises her eyebrows, and it says, order, please. Continue, Mr. Wavesilver.
Yes, sorry. So we are all looking for the Stone of Golorr. Are you familiar?
She just blinks and is obviously astounded by your candor. And she smiles softly and says, I am not.
Okay. So let me see if I can remember this correctly. The former Open Lord of Waterdeep, whose name I can't remember. Help me? Anybody? Lady Silver?
No one's going to help him out? Laeral clears her throat, says, all right, yeah, Daggelt.
Yes.
Lord Neverember, yeah.
Neverember. Lord Neverember.
Love him. God bless him.
Yes. He had hidden away a horde of dragons that were possibly hidden after some fraud or embezzlement.
And there's more murmuring around the room, like, oh my gosh, yes, I've heard the rumors. Yes, it's true, yeah.
And there's a magical stone with 3 eyes that is the color of an avocado, but the shape of some other undetermined fruit. And those eyes open the door, we think, where the treasure is hidden.
Okay.
And that is the Stone of Golorr.
That's a fascinating story. Do you have any evidence to support these claims?
Well, as far as it opening the door and things, no. The stone with the 3 empty eye sockets is here in the room with us, we believe. But it may have been hidden as well. That's not the point. The interesting thing is that everybody is after this stone. The Xanathar, the Zhentarim, the Graalhunds, the Castellanters, everybody's trying to get the stone, and we've been
Fascinating story.
Yeah, we've been hired to find it. And so when we went to the Gralhund Villa, they had been working with the Zentarim, but the Zentarim revolted. They brought them the stone. There was a revolt happening. We walked in on a battle already happening.
You are interrupted at that point by Yala Gralhund, who says, "This is preposterous. I object to all of these claims. We would never work with such filth. They were attacking us, trying to steal something. They almost murdered Lord Orond." And the City Watch seemed to nod as if like, that makes sense. That's what the Zentrum would do. By any chance, so was the note that was in the Gralhunds that we picked up taken away by the guards, or do I have that by any chance? I think you would still have it if it was in your pocket or something.
I have it written down here. So I'm going to produce that note to the Gralhunds from Vitaro, acknowledging the Lord of Nessus and all of that kind of stuff, and flourish it and place it in front of... Oh, I can't because I'm manacled. I've got a letter in my pocket that I would flourish if I weren't manacled. Can I remove it and enter it in as Exhibit A?
Certainly. Thank you for providing this, Lark. And Bartolo crosses the room and takes it from you and brings it to Laeral. And Eustace looks very uncomfortable with all this, but he stays quiet. And Laeral reads it with her eyebrows raised and says, I have no proof that Lord Victoro wrote this and that you didn't just plant this evidence yourself.
If I may, we came directly from the villa and then to this jail cell. There has been zero time that we could have written anything, and we certainly don't have a calligraphy set or parchment on us.
Can anyone corroborate this? She looks around the crowd at the witnesses. And Zardoz Zord steps up and boldly, flashily, jauntily saunters his way to the center of the room and addresses the crowd, circling around, making eye contact with everyone, grinning boldly, wildly.
I audibly groan.
He just smiles and pats you on the shoulder, kind of like gives Zay a little pat as she's sleeping, and then proclaims, "My friends, my countrymen, fellow Water Davians, what Lord Wavesilver says, what Lady Gralhund says, this Lady Gralhund, not that one, is all true. I can confirm what I saw only insofar as I was at Troll Skull Manor when these events took place, and I saw them hurry in and out. I heard of the attacks at the Gralhund Villa, and I rushed over to see if I could help, but the City Watch was already there. But he kind of trails off, and he starts to describe the events in detail as he saw them, supporting many of your claims. And as he's doing this, he was near you, Scoot, and you, Ylka. Lark, you're on the opposite side of Zay. He kind of sort of saunters backwards towards you, Ylka. And in his back hand, like he has like behind his waist, he's holding a tiny pistol, like a little grasshopper from Men in Black.
Oh no!
And it's the same sort of make as the ones that you had at the Castellanter Villa. And he attempts to slide it to you if you'd like to take it.
Yeah. Do I need some sleight of hand to get it?
Roll with advantage because he's also trying to sneak it to you.
That'll do.
Start with
it's
a 19.
It's a base 19.
Yeah.
With a 4, so 23.
Okay, and so this tiny pistol, like not even the size of your hand, falls into your manacled hands.
Yes. I secrete it into my belt.
And as soon as that happens, he kind of changes tactics with this whole spiel, his giant speech, and starts to talk about this evidence that he's heard of doppelganger activity in the city. And he says, he ominously hints that these doppelgangers may be targeting Silverways of Justice. He has heard from different members of the city throughout his time at the Sea Maidens Fair that they've been seeing replicas of their friends and just hearing shady rumors as if a whole sect of doppelgangers has moved into the city. And he really thinks that this should be the focus of this investigation, not the Silverways of Justice, because everyone knows they're friends of the city. These charges are ridiculous. I mean, sure, maybe they wrecked a door or two, but it was in the best interest of everyone.
Yes, and in addition, we did save a lot of the Gralhund staff from the villa, and we sent them to the safety of our place, Trollskull Manor. There's a young servant named Flo there that you could reach out to and help corroborate some of the story as well. They were all in risk of being injured in the battle that was raging when we arrived there and saved them.
And as you say that, Taga pipes up and she says, "Oh yes, they've been staying with us all night. They were very grateful. Here, some of them are waiting outside, very worried about you. May I?" And the city watcher like, "Oh, okay, do what you need to, ma'am." And she steps outside and comes back in with Flo and a couple other very harried-looking members of the Gralhund staff. And they confirm what you're saying. They say the Silver Waves of Justice came in and the whole villa was under attack by Zhentarim, and they saved us. They protected us on our way out. But that's all that we know. We didn't really follow them after that.
And we did really try to save you, Mr. Orand Gralhund, but the Zhentarim cut your throat before we could get to you.
And once we did get to you, we stabilized you. We used medicine to keep you alive.
These claims are false, Your Honor. He says, he hesitates for a moment as if, like, he's like, yeah, but then Yala kind of like glares at him and he straightens his back and says, "No, I maintain my claim. They seem to be working with the Zhentarim, and they were responsible for this injury. It's really painful. I haven't been able to drink water since last night. Not to mention brandy or anything better, you know." Like nobody laughs in the room.
But I don't want to turn the conversation away from what Mr. Zardoz pointed out about the doppelgangers, because that is also true. We've been running into doppelgangers all over the city.
Is that so? Laryl says.
Yes.
Go on.
There were so we were at a party at the Castle Lanterns, and these doppelgangers came in, and we found out later that they'd been hired, as you saw in the letter, because I believe, if I remember, that's what that letter is about. It said that they were supposed to come in and cause a disturbance. You just read it, Lady Silverhand.
Yes, the letter does not mention any doppelgangers.
Oh, okay. Well, the people that they were
mentions a
hired
disturbance.
were doppelgangers. And they came in. They were supposed to cause a disturbance, but it actually wound up being this crazy battle. Yeah. There was one doppelganger that looks exactly like Ylka, my friend here.
And where is this doppelganger now?
Shh.
We very much would like to know.
We just saw her in the crypt, in the Gralhund crypt, but I can't remember if she left after.
Yeah, didn't she?
That's so long ago.
She was in bad shape, wasn't she?
She was in pretty
Yes.
bad shape.
She got jacked up pretty good.
Laryl says, "We investigated the Gralhund crypt and found no such person."
Which indicates she survived.
Yeah.
When we went to the top of the crypt, there was an ornate sigil painted on the floor. And
Yes, we did
candles.
discover the summoning circle. There was obvious evidence of cult activity. And then she looks at the Gralhunds and says, "Would you two care to elaborate on this?" And they both feign ignorance. They say, "Oh my goodness, really? Cult activity in our own family crypt?"
Well, it's in their villa too. There's a summoning circle in Oran's room, or the room where he was being held by the Zhentarim.
The room where we saved his life.
Yeah, where we saved his life.
Our city watch reported a teleportation circle, but no demonic summoning circle.
Oh, you're right. It was a teleportation circle. Never mind. I get my magical circles mixed up sometimes.
That's an easy mistake. So do
Yeah,
I.
yeah.
So do I.
None of us are highly versed in cult activity.
Yeah.
Scoot,
Yeah.
you've been remarkably quiet in all this.
Yeah.
What's your role been?
I've been a victim of peer pressure.
So when you smashed the door and destroyed the kitchen of the Gralhund Villa, that was peer pressure.
They told me to.
These three? The sleeping one?
Yes. Mostly Zay.
Why is she still sleeping?
There's something about the stone that when people touch it, it sometimes has a powerful magical effect on it. None of us really understand it, but Zay being smaller, we all touched it and had a strange effect that we then woke up from. When she touched it last night, she hasn't woken up since. She's been completely unconscious.
I have
So
another.
She
I have
touched it
another.
last night.
Yes.
Yes, we all did.
And where? And you said it's in a bag of holding now?
Yes.
And this bag of holding...
Could Eustace Staggett please step forward?
He says, I don't see what this line of questioning is about.
Oh,
I'm doing
it's
my
not
job.
questioning. We just... our bag of holding was seized by you. We believe it's there under your cloak, and if there's evidence in it that will help our case, we think it would be useful to have that evidence.
Very well. And he steps out to the center of the room and he says, she speaks the truth. I was confiscating their goods, as is my purview. And this is their bag of holding. It seems, I can't tell the make of it. I'm not sure where it came from. But I was looking inside of it and I found various knickknacks, but no such stone. And he opens it up and begins to pull things out. And it's all the random things you guys have found in your adventures. A glass-blown dolphin, gold bags, trinkets of Zays.
I would
pie.
Lady Silverhand, I would like to also point out that, well, first of all, that pie is made by Scoot's mom. It's very delicious if you're hungry. Second of all, and more importantly, this is not Captain Staggett. This is a doppelganger.
He says, do you have any evidence of this?
Well, we could prove it with an anti-doppelganger magical detection.
I'm not going to subject city watchmen to such treatment. You have to have some evidence. Hard evidence.
He is our friend. We've known him, and his personality is quite different. We believe he's in an acting disguise at the moment, but perhaps on his person he would have a set of glasses that his eyes do not need.
And she says, interesting you should say that. Lord Eustace, would you please read this note back to me? And she passes him the castle lantern note that she's carrying. And he looks very nervous at that. And he says, yes, I will read this to you now, my lady. And he squints his eyes at it very carefully and begins to piece out the first word. And then he bolts for the window as fast as he can.
Can I, with my hands manacled, pull that gun?
Yes.
The little one, and aim it at him and shoot him.
Sure. Make an attack roll.
Oh, please roll a die that works.
What the hell?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Do you want to use Bardic Inspiration?
God, yes. 9. Can I add anything to that?
Your dex.
11.
11. The shot goes wide. It hits the window pane, and this poof of pink dust goes flying everywhere, and Eustace kind of ducks under it. But that action of his triggers the rest of the city watch to say, like, go after him, and then she's got a gun, oh my god, and they all start to kind of rush in again to restrain all of you. Do you two do anything in particular about this?
No. We've had fewer numbers and less success before, so I'm just keeping watch on Zay.
Yep, I don't resist.
Okay. So he's making his way towards the window when suddenly from the window, huge tentacles sweep in from outside and crash through the window and grab his torso as he's making a run for it. And you see hovering outside, it looks like one of those tentacled creatures from the sewers that you found in the Xanathar's lair. It's a floating brain with a beak and several tentacles hanging from it. And it seems to be kind of wrapping its tentacles around Eustace and dragging him out the window. Roll for initiative.
Oh, what? All of these dice have sucked. Why even? Can I just say it's a 1? Okay, it's
You rolled an awesome roll.
I rolled I just gotta
You just have to shame it.
I just gotta neg my dice a little bit. I got a modified 20.
Nice.
2. Plus 3 to make 5.
5.
That's really good.
That's really good.
12.
What happens when you crit fail initiative?
You're last.
It's probably one of the least offensive crit fails you can get, but yeah, you're just really out of it.
Yeah, I essentially say I'm taking my turn tomorrow.
Go get a drink.
All right, Scoot, you go first in this situation.
It's
It's chaos in the courtroom.
Yeah, it is. And I have no weapons or anything.
Right. You have manacles.
I have manacles. No, I'm not manacled because I'm holding Zay.
You are still manacled, but they're loose enough that you're able to kind of cradle her in your arms.
All right. How far away is the window?
About 20 feet.
About 20 feet.
Yeah, but like everyone is on their feet at this point. And as you're looking around, you even see that people seem to be like, the commotion is not just focused on Eustace and you guys. Like there's people attacking each other in the crowds and the witness stands. It's not really clear what yet. It's pandemonium.
Okay.
Unless you get a higher vantage point to see it.
Okay. What's Lady Laurel doing?
She's just taking it in at this point. She's trying to figure out who's who and what's what.
She's not kicking ass, taking names.
Her initiative was lower than yours.
Oh, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah, you beat a demigod at initiative. Nice job.
That's the last time that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Is he out the window already?
He's like halfway out. Yep.
It's like halfway out.
Yep.
I would love. This is what I want to do. I want to run to him. First, can I set Zay down carefully without it costing me an action? Or do I have to just like chuck her to the ground?
Yeah, you can put something down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want her someplace safe where there's not a lot of action going. If I don't know, no one's gonna attack her. She's asleep.
She's asleep on one of the court benches.
She's asleep on one of the court
Yep.
benches.
She kind of curls over and cuddles into it.
Yep. And she boops the unicorn in her sleep.
She seems a little restless.
I want her. I hope she pops awake and kicks ass.
Mm-hmm.
I want to run after Eustace.
Okay.
I want to. Is he above the ground? Is he being lifted up?
Yeah, he's maybe like 5 feet up.
Oh, piece of cake. I'm gonna run, jump to get to his back, and then take the manacles and put them around his neck.
Okay, make a attack roll.
Okay.
To grapple him.
Where'd that kick-ass dice go? You suck, dice. You suck. You're terrible.
Do you insult your dice to roll better?
Fuck.
That's what you get.
All right. Well, I guess I should have said I rage before that, but I don't. So a grap, that's gonna be 10.
You manage to wrap your manacles around him because he's pretty much subdued by these tentacles. There's some sort of poison leaching into him.
Oh.
And yeah, he's just being slowly dragged out. He's kind of resisting a little bit, but
Okay.
it's easy to tie yourself to him.
Okay. Yeah. So I just trying to grapple him, and then we're being pulled out the window. Correct.
Correct.
I would like to, in preparation for that, I'm going to kind of prepare my legs to hit both sides of the window frame and try to hold like classic tug of war style.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I got him by the neck.
Yeah.
I may just end up with his neck. So my concern now is if this thing pulls him hard enough, I'm just decapitating him. So I'm also taking note if there's anything on him I can try to grab, if I can rip off like pockets or rip things open to try to drop evidence down in case I lose my grapple point on him and his body gets taken away. I also want to be ready to just rip things open and have them drop on the floor.
Okay.
That's
like in case he has something in a pocket that you might want or something.
Case, yes.
Okay.
Since
Because we still need to clear our name.
Right.
Also, I don't know what's grabbing him, where it's going, or what it's going to do with it. So I want to leave as much of him in this room as possible.
At this point, he tries to resist and break free, but the combination of you being on top of him and the Grell holding onto him completely incapacitates him. And his complexion actually starts to shift into like something grayer as he's struggling, like this poison is interfering with his magic. And you start to see the doppelganger underneath.
Did you call it a Grell?
The Grell is the winged, or the flying beaked brain with tentacles. Yes.
Okay.
Next is the City Watch. So you notice chaos as various citizens from the Docksward that were watching are attacking the City Watch and trying to make their way to Eustace. And they're almost like rabid, like zombies. Like they've totally dropped their composure. Harold is one of them. He's like clawing his way past all of you. If any of you want to try to stop them or make attacks of opportunity, there's at least 5 people from the crowd that are surging past the City Watch and making a beeline for Eustace and Scoot.
And we're still manacled?
Yes.
Does Lark have his picks?
He does.
Yeah. I am not at this point going to interfere with the people being mind controlled into attacking them. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
No.
Okay.
Actually, the City Watch do their thing. They're trying to subdue these people in the crowd. They seem more distracted by the immediate threat than the giant Grell outside. Because there's nobody close to the window at this point. Laeral, however, turns towards the window.
Uh-oh.
And like kind of holds out a fist and pulls it towards her. And similar to what Zay did in your solstice vision, sort of just slams the grell telepathically into the wall and the window, and it kind of shatters through the window and gets sucked into the room and kind of splatters like right in the center of the room. Still conscious, but just kind of like pulled into the room with like shards of glass in it.
Okay.
Still holding Eustace and Scoot. So Scoot, how do you react to that?
If he is secured in the room, then I want to, again, evidence search. I just want to see if he's got something, if he's got my bag of holding or anything like that on him. I'm taking a quick look in the chaos just to see if there's stuff.
Roll sleight of hand. Okay. Your bag of holding is still splayed out in the middle of the room. All your stuff is kind of unpacked.
Oh,
But
okay.
the rock wasn't in it.
Right.
Okay. Yes. So yeah, I'm checking him to see if he's got anything on him.
Yep.
Then. So I don't know if I care if this is being done in the open at this point.
Right.
So do you still want sleight of hand for that? Or?
Well, it's to see, like, in the chaos of the moment, if
Okay.
you can nimbly,
Excellent.
like, pull anything out of his pockets.
Got it. Do I still have bardic inspiration from an episode ago? Or was that actually in Dreamland?
It was in Dreamland, but that still counts.
Okay. I think I'll probably end up throwing that down here too, depending
Okay.
on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think it's going to do much good. That's a 3 + 1 for my sleight of hand, and bardic inspiration gets me all the way up to 7.
Yeah, you don't find anything.
Fuck!
You feel around, but it seems like if he has something on him, he's hidden it well
Yeah.
in a something. He's keistered it maybe. It's hard to tell.
Prison
He's a
wallet.
doppelganger, so it's
Yeah.
easy to hide stuff.
Prison
Yeah, right.
wallet. All right. Well, that's my reaction to this.
Yeah.
Does it knock him unconscious, like through his bum? I mean, it went through our hands. It's mucous membrane.
He has to save Solstice now with the power of his bum. Yeah, that's the way it works. No, it's not really clear. But he held it before and seemed fine. So next is Lark.
Okay, so my priority was making sure that he didn't go out the window. Since he is now not out the window, I will try to intervene with the mind-controlled people who are they still attacking the watch now that the Grell's dead?
It's not dead. It's kind of thrashing around in the middle of the room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she crushed it. Okay.
No, she injured it gravely, but yeah.
All right, then you know what? Because it would take me a turn to pick these manacles, I am going to sort of try to get in between the mind-controlled people and the watch. And with the power of persuasion, try to get them to stop.
Nice.
Beautiful. What do you say?
Friends, you're being controlled by you're being mind controlled by this Grell. These are the watch. We're all on the same side. Please, we're SWOJ. We're asking you as friends of ours to step down.
Roll persuasion.
That's pretty good, man.
That was I'm persuaded.
I don't got that kind of mojo.
You can roll with advantage. That was very sincere. You don't even need it.
Wow.
That would be a 23 modified. Yeah, 23.
23. Most of them, despite your impassioned plea, ignore you completely and rush towards Eustace and Scoot.
Uh-oh.
With the guardmen taking swipes at them with their fists and bludgeons. They're trying not to kill anyone because they don't really know, they don't want blood on the streets. But one of them, Harold, the kippered herring guy, does stop for a second, takes a couple steps towards you, and then his whole body shudders and he falls over limp. And in front of you, an intellect devourer appears, maybe 5 feet away, and it leaps at you and tries to attack you with its claws.
Oh no!
You persuaded it.
Yeah, you persuaded it right out of there.
Lady Silverhand, do you see this intellect devourer jumping for my face?
If you want to do something about it, feel free.
Put it all on Lady Silverhand's plate, and now it's her problem.
Come on. You got ancient reactions? Legendary. That's what it is. Legendary reaction.
What am I gonna see?
You can choose to kill the intellect devourer once per turn.
That's right. Does a 14 hit you?
Does a tie go to me or it?
To it.
Yeah, then it does.
In that case, you are going to take 7 damage, Lark,
Okay.
as it rakes at your face.
What kind of rakes? So slashing?
Yep. Make an intelligence saving throw.
No! I don't like this.
11?
You're also going to take 13 psychic damage
Oh.
as you feel this piercing, boring sensation into your brain. and you begin to go all, your vision gets all wavy and swimmy, and you start to kind of feel this other consciousness intruding on your thoughts and your mind.
Okay, so 7 slashing damage, 13 psychic damage.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Classic Lark tank.
Yeah. And other than that, you feel fine. You're used to it at this point. It's another day on the job.
You're still alive, right?
Still alive.
Aperture science.
I did what I must because I can. Yeah.
Ylka.
I'm gonna throw on the thing I'm attacking Lark. Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
That's really all I can do with my manacles. It needs a Wisdom save.
It fails.
Sweet. It takes lots and lots of psychic damage. 7.
Nice.
7 damage. And the pain stops in your head immediately, Lark.
And it needs to run as far away from me as it can.
Yep. And you see that happen. It takes off towards the door that Taga and Flo came through. And as it approaches the door, suddenly the doors blast open, and you see a horse come running into the room at full tilt. And it just straight up squashes the intellect devourer like into a pulp, just adding to the chaos. And you guys hear a voice in your head saying, "For justice!"
Yeah, Terry!
It's me, guys.
Terry,
Holy
Terry, did you know him?
shiny stuff. I didn't, but it looked kind of familiar, yeah.
Ooh.
You guys okay?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're in
You
trouble.
see this big thing with tentacles?
I see it.
We gotta make it dead.
I'm coming. Ylka, it's your turn.
Again.
Oh, you
Did
just
you
went.
just go?
Sorry, you just
Yeah.
went.
I'll go again.
At this point, the growl is going to try to attack you, Scoot. Because you're closest.
Yeah, I guess I would be.
Yeah, 15?
Even though I've done nothing to it, huh? I've
Yep.
made no offensive motions towards
I
it.
know, how rude.
Yeah, right. I wish I still had that shield. If I had that shield, I'd be fine. No, I'm actually, yeah, that hits me.
Yeah, you take 8 piercing damage. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Hold on a sec. Question. This never got covered. I don't. Are we still? Are we back at full health?
Yes.
After. Okay. thank
Yes.
you. Otherwise, that was gonna be a very quick end. 40. No, 30. I'm mathing real bad right now. 34. It was 8.
That's what I said. Yes.
Okay. This is all getting cut out. 34.
Nice.
And I gotta make Constitution saving throw. Okay. Here we go.
I appreciate when you cut out the parts that make us look like we're bad at the game.
I try to do my. It's like, what? This sounds stupid. I want to get rid of that.
Silence.
This whole part's staying in.
Shit. I got a 9 on my con save.
9. You feel a poison immediately fill your body from those tentacle barbs.
Okay.
And you feel paralyzed. You can suddenly, or you're like locked up. You kind of fall over next to Hustis as the Grell sort of like pulls itself up. It's not floating yet, but it's kind of like supporting itself by its tentacles in the center of the room and whipping around wildly, uncertain of which thread is most important, before it finally settles on Laeral Silverhands and kind of starts to back up a little bit in obvious terror. You notice a couple city watchmen get knocked down by the attacking commoners. The rest of the crew, the Graalhoons and Taga, Froon, all seem to run out the door that Terry just came through.
Where's Zardos in all this?
Zardos is just kind of watching from the back of the room. He's trying to keep people safe. Like he's ran over to Taga and those guys, and he's kind of like guarding the door so nothing comes after them. Ylka, sorry, wrong initiative.
Ylka again.
Scoot,
Yeah.
you're paralyzed.
I'd love to not be.
Make a Constitution save.
Same fucking dice. 10.
Yeah, no, you're starting to drool.
God damn it.
Actually, you're like locked on the ground right next to Hustis, and you're just like staring at each other, both of you paralyzed, like gritting your teeth, and it's weird. And like you suddenly seem like you understand him a little bit more. Like you just feel his angst.
Is Eustace's glamour still on his face? Does he still look like him?
Not quite. It definitely seems off. His skin is grayer. His features are more stretched. His eyes are a bit bigger. Hustis is also still paralyzed.
Good. I hope his hurts more,
Which
too.
brings us to Lark.
Okay.
I can't even speak, can I?
No, you can do like Tin Man stuff, but that's it.
All right, never mind.
Neville Longbottom.
Never mind. I won't do it.
I am going to run up to Laurel Silverhands, run towards her, and as I'm running, I will be shouting, as I'm running, Lady Silverhands, the people who are attacking the City Watch are actually intellect devourers. I don't know if you saw that one jump out of Harold from the spouting fish, but I don't know if there's anything you can do about that. Also, can you take these manacles off so we can help? The Silver Waves of Justice are here. Use us.
You make the best use of your turns, dude.
Roll persuasion.
What the fuck is with our dice? God.
I'm going to use my inspiration die
Nice.
that I got in episode 6.
Please, please, please.
Come
Come
on.
on.
Add it.
Oh
Add
my
it to it.
God. All right. Am I persuade? So that is a 10.
A 10. Okay. You get the sense as she glances over to you that she already trusted you at this point, to the point where she snaps her fingers and your manacles all fall off.
Great.
As a free action, she just does
Yes. Awesome.
that. And she nods at you.
Thank you.
Does the poison
says-
leave my body?
No.
Fuck.
And she says, keep the people safe.
We're trying.
I'm trying.
And then she lifts up the grell and like smashes it down right next to Eustace and Scoot.
Cool.
It completely fails its save.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yep. And it splatters and gets brains all over you, Scoot, and all over Eustace.
I'm
You're
like
both,
Venkman,
yeah,
Ghostbusters.
exactly. Ectoplasm everywhere.
Yeah.
You're completely unrecognizable at this point.
You've seen that movie, right?
I haven't actually.
The
I
original
literally
Ghostbusters?
have not seen the original Ghostbusters.
Oh my
You're fired.
fucking God.
Get out.
Guys, I am my own person.
Matthias, we
Captain
love
of
you
my
so
fate.
much, but let's fix this.
All right, pause your episode, everyone. Come back in an hour and a half and get some culture.
No, what this means is we can just throw down all these references and he'll think we are creative geniuses.
Yeah,
You'll never know.
It's like a code language all to yourselves.
All
and
right.
Don't
everyone
cross
else
the
except me.
streams. Oh, that's so clever.
Like
Yeah.
rivers?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep, just like Rivers.
That's good advice.
All right,
Unless
so
you get
I'm
one.
covered in Grell. Is it Grell brain or is that redundant?
It seems like on the outside it's brain, but on the inside it's this weird aberration
Candy.
mix. Yeah, there's maybe some crunchy little goopy bits.
Okay.
Forbidden snacks.
Depends.
Have you ever eaten the inside of a Grell?
And at this point, the City Watch are turning on the populace and starting to subdue the people that are attacking. Terry is cantering around, kicking intellect devourers as they pop out of people's bodies. Because it seems like once a person gets knocked out, the intellect devourer pops out and tries to take someone else out. And with Laurel's help, if any of you want to help at this point, you're off initiative. What do you want to do to kind of
Is the
subdue the
Grell
situation?
dead?
The Grell is dead.
Anyone badly damaged needs more points?
Not damaged, but
Scoot's paralyzed. Make another save, Scoot, to see who comes out of it first between you and Eustace.
I've yanked out 5 new D20s. That one's fucking worse. That was an 8. These are getting chucked across the room, by the way, over to the death corner. I might not pick these up.
All right. Eustace comes out of it before you do, Scoot. About like 10 to 15 seconds, the poison wears off.
Okay.
And he stands up covered in pus, in Grell nibbins.
Oh,
How do you all react to the drawdown of the violence? And
I
Eustace
don't.
Standing up? Mm-hmm. You can squeak noises out, but that's about it.
Am I next to Laurel when she pulled the manacles off us?
No, you were where you were before, so you were near. Where were you?
Over in whatever witness box.
Oh, okay, and you're pretty close
The
to
stand.
Laurel then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All I've done is cast stuff. I don't think I've moved.
Yeah.
How
neither.
far am I from
You
Eustace?
moved a lot. You're about 10, 15 feet away.
Can I jump on him and tackle him to the floor so he doesn't get away?
Mm-hmm.
That's my next move.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Probably nothing. That was a 5 base.
You jump and you slip on the Grell nibbins.
Good.
And
Good.
just kind of skid, like you don't fall over or anything, but you kind of like slide along the floor and end up next to Eustace.
Good.
But you're too off balance to grab him.
But
And
I
you
am
just
standing
He
on my
looks
feet.
at you like amazed and bewildered. Yeah, you're still standing.
She's very nimble.
Mm-hmm.
Eustace! You're not Eustace. How dare you?
He doesn't respond to that.
And are the townspeople still? How are they? What's happening with them?
Well, at this point, the townspeople have been clubbed down by the cops, and the intellect devourers are being dealt with, sort of like sequestered off to the sides, and Laeral is dispatching them along with the city watch. Zardoz is watching the door, and you all are kind of watching Eustace / Willifert / this new creature that you don't recognize.
Okay, yeah. Then I'm also gonna pile on Willifert.
Mm-hmm.
So I will dash and try to jump on his back.
Okay. And between the two of you, roll with advantage. See how it goes. Okay.
My first roll is a nat 20.
What's that like?
How do you want to? Yeah. How do you want to do that?
I just want to jump on his back. I'm gonna jump on his back and wrap my limbs around him and just hold him tight.
Okay.
And I mutter
I'm tiny.
I'm starting to get feeling back in my jaw.
Yes.
And I can finally say something. And
Yes.
I say, Eustace, we have a problem.
That's original. That is not a reference to any movie.
Is that Apollo 13? I've seen that one. It's Tom Hanks, right? No. Is it? I don't remember.
It is.
Yes. Yeah, nail.
It's also Toy Story.
Yeah.
In a reference.
Also, it was a Twin
Playing
Portals
Woody.
episode.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
And I think that was the
original
original.
content.
The Eustace. Yep.
Yeah.
For future
and-
generations, I'm going to tell my kids that it was
Yep.
Twin Portals.
Legit.
Kids, do you have an announcement to make?
No. Not yet.
Plural.
Hey, someday.
The
Someday,
future
kids.
is unknown.
All right.
I'll say, leave my friend alone. My friend's alone. That's what I say as I jump on his back.
Okay, and he face plants into the muck next to Scoot as you regain control of your body, Scoot.
Okay. I stand up and just try to clean myself off. No, he's taken care of. Yep, I'm just cleaning myself off.
Okay, and at this point, Laeral is kind of guiding the city watch to bring in the clerics from before, and they're checking people for wounds.
Oh, I go and I check Zay.
Zay is sleeping. She's kind of covered in Grelnibbins, but it doesn't seem to bother her.
Nibbins.
Yeah, it's my new favorite term from the episode, so get ready for a lot more of that. Yeah, she seems to be perfectly content
Okay. All right.
on the bench.
Well, I clean off my holding arm and pick her up, make sure she's okay.
You get much more Grelnibbins on you. Just by picking her
That's
up.
fine. I'm sure there's grill nibbins all over in my armor,
Okay.
down my loincloth, whatever it is I'm wearing right now.
Yeah. So you have about 30 seconds at this point if you want to get anything done before the city watch kind of turns.
Can I more thoroughly search Eustace for the rock?
Yeah. And you can do this freely. You do find it eventually.
Yes.
In a hidden pocket along his thigh.
I get it from him and back away towards Laeral,
Okay.
holding the stone.
Yep. Yeah. And you immediately feel that sort of like consciousness sort of probing your mind from the stone, but it doesn't knock you out or anything like that. And you all see that Zay has the stone and she's near Laeral.
Or Ylka.
Or Ylka, damn it. Yeah.
I was gonna say we should stash the stone on Zay.
She is the stone. Just protect her. Yeah.
Save the halfling, save the world.
That's right.
That's from Heroes.
I've never seen that.
You just needed to see the commercial, man. That's all you needed to see.
All right, so everyone pause your episode. Go on YouTube.
You should have just said it was original. It was original.
So Laeral takes charge of the situation. She barks out to the room. She says, I'm taking these suspects to the Palace of Waterdeep for security and further questioning. This investigation is now in the control of Force Grey and the masked lords of Waterdeep. You will be hearing from me in the Docks War in the future. You have my sympathy for the loss of your guard captain. We'll send a detachment to help you search for evidence and clues about what happened here. I must be departing now. I urge you all to return home to your families. Stay safe. Thank you.
So, and Lady Silverhand, we should also take this doppelganger.
Oh, of course.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And a detachment of guards go with you and accompany you politely to the door with Laeral.
That's
All right.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we also get our stuff?
She says, we'll have a guard bring your stuff to
Okay.
the palace, all right?
Thank you.
I want to, and she quietly says to you, I want to keep up appearances, that we're keeping you guys under control here, at least for the moment.
I understand.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Come with me. Come with me. And she guides you out the door.
I try to look chastened, like bow my head in a really sorrowful way.
Yeah.
I stick the rock in my pocket.
Which pocket?
Left pocket?
Like a pant pocket?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like I'm pissed because I'm covered in Grell shit. It's because it's true.
Okay.
Are you holding Zay? Who has Zay?
I have
Yeah,
Zay.
Scoot has
Yeah.
it.
I cleaned off one arm to put her in, and the rest of me I'm just like,
It got the rest of you even more dirty in the process. Like
Yeah.
You had to wipe off
yeah.
on yourself. So she takes you outside. There's a carriage waiting that she guides you to. You hear Terry chime in.
Terry!
Saying, guys, shh. Sorry, Scoot. Should I follow you? I mean, it seems like you're with Layrol. That's got to mean something good, right? Are you? What's going on?
We think so. Yeah. Do you know how to? Wait, where is she taking us? I already forgot.
The Palace of
Palace
Waterdeep.
of
She said.
Waterdeep.
Oh yeah, we're at the palace.
Yeah, do you know where that is, Terry?
Yeah, it's up on the hill. You can see it from anywhere. It's on the western shore, on top of the mountain.
That's where we're headed. Maybe meet us there.
Okay.
Feel free to eat some hay or whatever if you're getting hungry on the way
Wow.
up there.
Okay, Lark. I'll eat some hay.
I don't know if that's what you eat now.
I'll do it just for you, Lark.
I really appreciate your help, Terry. You were so helpful in there smashing up those intellect of ours.
I
You're
feel
the
like
best.
a badass. Yeah.
Squish them with your hooves.
I like this horse form. All right, I'll follow at a safe distance. I'll peek my horse head around corners and keep an eye on you from
Super
afar.
sneaky.
Don't worry, I've gotten really good at this.
What color is Terry horse?
That has to come with its own sound effect.
And as you're all boarding the carriage, you see a horse covered in ground nubbins, kind of clip-clop, very suavely, as if it's not like it kind of side-eyes the cart and disappears around an alley. And then from the edge of the alley, you see a horse head poke its eye out and just kind of watch and then disappear again.
I'm picturing Kronk humming his own theme
Yeah,
music.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Telepathically, you hear the SWOJ theme.
A horse trying to be sneaky. I feel like it's the most like noticeable horse.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
there's like
it's
all
the
the people
best.
that have been around that just like saw the guardhouse get smashed into, and people who escaped are all like standing around like watching Terry as he does this. Zardoz just has a huge grin on his face.
Could not
He
look
just could
more
not enjoy
suspect.
This more.
Right.
And you see Zardoz and some of the city watchmen kind of like picking up the restoration and helping people out as you all make your way north and west towards the castle ward. You're in a carriage with Layrol Silverhand, the Open Lord of Waterdeep. Do you have anything you'd like to say on your way? Or do?
When you were with the Harpers, did you really defeat Maestra, the goddess of magic?
Well, I think you got that story wrong, Lark. Maestra's my mother.
Oh, sorry. I mean, did you really defeat... Here, I want to go back and re-ask this question when I read my notes correctly. Edit in here. Wait, you were with the Harpers?
Yes.
Did you really defeat Mashoon?
Oh, that's an archaic pronunciation.
Yeah, I
It's
only ever read it.
Manshoon.
Manshoon?
Manshoon is the name he chose, yes.
Did you really defeat him?
Well, actually, that's funny you should ask. The legends are unclear. Some say that he created clones of himself, and those clones are still alive to this day.
What?
Yes. Is there a specific reason why you asked that question, Lark?
That was one of my favorite issues of the Ratman.
That's the reason?
I mean, Rowan Crooks. There was a Rowan Crooks novel, and then you were...
Oh, I'm familiar with the novel. I've read
Yeah.
it too.
Well, no, yeah, that's the reason. It's one of my favorites.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yes. The stories are true.
Oh my god, you're so awesome.
Okay, you don't need to flatter me, but thank you.
No, I'm serious.
So,
I show her. I do. If I still have my bag of gaming things, I'm going to show her my Layrol Silverhand's minifigure.
oh my gosh. It is like a really bad facsimile of her. Like
Oh,
the
yeah, it's
face is all
terrible.
gone. And, yeah.
It's terrible. I painted it myself.
She's like, wow, where'd you get that?
I had it made and then I painted it. I think it looks great.
I
It
see,
looks just
I
like
see,
you.
You got the robe wrong. I wear a white robe, and this is more of a beige.
Yeah.
Here, and she snaps her fingers, and the paint turns white.
Lark
before
can
you.
no longer speak. He's just like staring open mouthed at the minifig for the rest of the trip. That's it.
What about Scoot and Ylka?
I'm going to pull the stone out of my pocket
Mhm.
and hold it carefully to myself. So I show her and I explain, we found that when people touch it for the first time is when the magic has the strongest effect on them. I can feel it tugging at my brain, but it's no longer knocking me unconscious.
She nods knowingly and says, well, that's because it's an aboleth, yes.
What is an aboleth?
What is an aboleth? Maybe you should ask the stone that. They're these ancient creatures. They tend to think of themselves as gods. They live forever and have very long memories. They're older than Waterdeep. They live underwater.
And it lives inside this stone?
I'm not sure how it got there, but I've heard stories of this stone for many years. It kind of comes and goes out of hearsay. So I'm surprised to see you carrying it. You said you found it in your alley? Or what was the story there?
Yes, it was being brought to the alley. We think maybe to us when one of the Zhentarim. So it's Zhentarim and a Nimblewright. They set off a bomb, and there was a whole bomb that went off in Trollskull Alley. It was
all right,
really
okay.
And they brought it. It came to
Lark,
the Brawl Rooms, and then we chased
yes.
it, and it was a big
Yes.
chase. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
You got your power of speech back.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful history. The main point you're making there is that there was some Zhentarim agent who was carrying it, because my reports said that it was a gnome.
Well, the gnome had it, but the Zhentarim agent took it off of him
I
after
see.
the gnome was killed.
That
and
makes
he got
sense.
burnt by the explosion from the Nimblewright throwing the bomb.
And as you're explaining it, she knocks on the window towards the front of the carriage and says, "Pull over here." And the carriage stops, and you hear Terry saying, "Hey guys, the carriage stopped. You're not near the palace yet. Is everything okay?
I think at Terry, where are we?
You're in the castle ward near the Godcatcher." And she opens the door, and you step out, and you can see the Godcatcher.
I stuffed the stone back in my pocket to hide it.
Okay. She says, "Come in here. This place is safe. We have eyes on the windows, so I know nobody's listening."
Okay.
And she guides you to a really fancy-looking house, sort of sitting on its own with a low gate around it.
But not inside the Godcatcher.
Not inside the Godcatcher,
Yeah,
a
we played
couple
that game.
blocks away.
I fell off that hand.
You did.
Yeah.
So
Is there-
stories of you are true, too, I see.
Is there still a rope hanging from where we descended?
Yes.
There's still a bunch of dead cultists at the top.
I said, what's that doing there? Wait,
Wow.
that doesn't seem safe.
Folk have been calling that the hangman's noose. No one really knows how it got there.
Yeah.
Remember that doppelganger who had my face that we mentioned?
Hmm.
Yeah, she threw Lark off the top of it. It was a bad day.
Interesting.
Is there any blood still
I
on
was
the ground?
I was going to tell that
No,
story
it's been
that made
cleaned
me
up.
sound less pitiful, but I guess that is what happened.
There is a thin layer of snow on the ground at this point, so,
Oh.
things are actually quite peaceful looking in Waterdeep. It's very clean. Just snowed last night.
Except for me, still
Well,
covered.
yeah, and Zay.
You could probably just roll in the snow at this point and get
Kind of. I'm really
remarkably
considering it.
clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Much like a dog.
Do you? She guides you towards the estate.
No, I'm taking all this. She's gonna not take me to a shower. She's living with it too.
Okay.
Hey, Terry, you should roll in the snow and get some of that brain goop off you.
Okay, but that might leave a trail.
It might snow again.
Let me check my knee. And you there's a pause, and Terry's like, "Yeah, it's acting up." In horse
Weather coming.
anatomy, that means bad weathers are coming, guys. So, yeah, all right. I'm rolling around now. Terry out.
Freeze off the grill nibbins.
And down the street and around the corner, you hear a kind of this like rustling sound.
We go inside.
And a small
I
crowd
follow.
collects as you go inside.
Jesus.
We made it. So you step inside the manor, and you notice nondescript-looking people, men and women, elves, dwarves, human, kind of at the windows, at the door, and they usher you in, and they don't seem to be wearing any city watch livery or anything. They're working, they all nod to Laerol as she steps inside, and she nods back. She says, "These are my private agents. You can trust them with anything you have to say." So I know about the stone. I know what it does. I've heard the stories of Daggle Neverember hiding his dragons. I would like to see those dragons return to the city, of course. They belong to the people. Now, you were saying that you were working with the Castellanters to find these dragons.
Yes, they hired us to find the dragons.
And then tried to kill you?
Yeah, we don't understand that part. They're angry about something. They had apparently, the judge that you fortuitously replaced, we had learned, although now that I say this, we learned that that was a corrupt judge from the doppelganger that was pretending to be Captain Staggett. So maybe he wasn't even corrupt. We didn't even know. But he said that that the judge was bought off by the Castellanters. So we don't know if that's true or not.
And you notice her eyes flick over to one of the guards, And this guard, she seems to be taking down notes as you say this, and the guard nods. This is very well. Well, I'll look into this judge. 'Cause it seems like he might be, less than savory. So, here's the deal. If you bring the dragons back to me, to the city of Waterdeep, do you agree? Is this your goal?
That's what we've been planning, yes.
In that case.
At this point, we're a little cautious on how to do this without everyone trying to kill us, because that seems to be where this has gone.
Well, I mean, it
continue
seems
this
like
quest.
you can't even step outside anymore. If the Xanathar is attacking openly like he just did at the guard station, then I think I know where you should go first. So I have a proposal
awesome.
for you if you'd like to act as agents of mine, separate from the masked lords of Waterdeep, separate from the Harpers, separate from any other agency. This is between me and you.
Oh, well, I mean, our goal is to get the money back to the people of Waterdeep, and if that's your goal, then I feel like we are working together.
Yes. Well, here's what I know. The Stone of Golorr has 3 eyes, yes?
Yes.
Can I see it?
I pull it out of my pocket and hold it out in my hand.
Okay. And she says, yes, see, the eye holes are empty. These eyes are the keys to the vault. I think Lord Neverember hid them or did something with them to make sure that you needed all 3 in order to get in. And I have an informant reporting that one such eye has been located. Now, fortuitously, we can knock out 2 giant floating eye stalk bearing birds with 1 stone here, because this eye was found in the Xanathar's lair by a paid informant. If you're willing, I can provide you with whatever intelligence you need and tools to a certain extent, as long as we can fly under the radar, to get into the Xanathar's lair, get that eye, and get out. In the meantime, I'll continue searching for the other 2 eyes.
Is it safest, then, that we continue to carry this stone with us, knowing we're being targeted?
That's a good question. I suppose I could take it, if you trust me.
And then we, as we find the 3 eyes, bring them to you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it would be safest in my possession. I'm surrounded by guards all the time. Or you could keep it. I trust you, whatever choice you make.
I feel like Lark is way too much in the thrall of Laurel Silverhand to think clearly about this. He's all in.
Scoot and Ylka.
Keeping it with Laurel is the easiest choice. We do have a few different places in the city now where we could probably hide it where it would never be found except by us. But it wouldn't be in our control then.
But carrying it on our person,
That
I feel like
that's a target.
we've tried so darn hard to get this thing, and we keep losing it and having to get it back again.
I think what we need to do, in a moment of clarity, Scoot thinks, why don't we give it to Lord Silverhand? And why don't you, and I look at Lord Silverhand, let it slip that you had it and it was stolen from you by somebody. So now nobody's looking for it on us, and they'll have a hell of a time getting to you to find out if it's true or not.
Well, why does it have to be tied to me at all? Couldn't we just say it's lost?
It could, but people are still going to be coming after us looking for it.
Everyone in the courtroom saw us leave with you.
This is true. So the assumption would be then that it's somewhere in the palace.
That it was so that you may have been betrayed by someone.
No one left that room. Eustace's doppelganger was there, taken into custody. The Grell is dead, so there's no way to argue that someone got the stone and took it away from that room.
Right, so anybody who's watching would know that we have it.
Mm-hmm.
So I could take it and try to deflect any attention to it as well as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be safer anywhere than with Laurel Silverhand.
Mm-hmm. And truth be told, if you wanted it, you could take it from us. So
I trust you again. You're the silver waves of justice. I mean, it practically writes itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, I think that's the way to do it.
Very well. She holds out a hand with a handkerchief and asks for the stone.
I set the stone in her hand.
She carefully wraps the stone in the cloth and puts it in her robe.
Did you
not
feel
touching
anything?
it.
Did you have any reaction?
She says, I'm not going to touch that stone if I can help it. Otherwise, that thing might have access to my memories.
Good.
And that would be more than that stone deserves.
Good.
And we say, keep it secret. Keep it safe. That's from Lord of the Rings.
Original.
Matthias, have you seen that one?
You seen Lord of the Rings? It's about hobbits.
I have
That's a
seen Lord of the
wizard.
Rings many times. Extended editions, outtakes, making of.
You're feeling defensive now.
I've
it's fine.
watched hours upon hours of footage about Lord of the Rings.
Have you been to New Zealand yet?
No.
Okay, well then, have you really seen it?
Yeah, so you're not
Well,
really a fan.
yeah.
Apparently.
Let's just say I'm more of a Lord of the Rings guy than a Ghostbusters guy.
That's fair enough.
Or what was the other thing I gotta watch?
Deadpool.
Deadpool 2, yeah.
I'm gonna probably slide out my Volo's guide.
Okay.
And ask if she'll sign it, if she'll autograph it.
Of course, Lark.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. And she pulls out a quill that has silver ink and signs the inside of the cover.
God.
That's
Says,
pretty pimp.
For Lark with love.
Oh,
Layer roll S.
yeah.
Who had the ring and we didn't know what it did?
I have the ring, and it's you and I haven't. We haven't had a chance to talk about it yet, Ylka.
Yeah.
But I kind of realized what's going on, and I think you might find it useful. We
Okay.
can talk about it later.
Okay.
So, Layer leans in, says, I have plenty of resources you could use if you want.
Heck yeah.
So, the Harpers are generally trustworthy. I wouldn't make that a blanket statement, but I have one agent in particular named Romalia Haventree, who I know I would trust with my own life.
She's been a side quest of ours since like episode 1.
A side quest?
Sorry, yeah, no, I was just thinking about something else.
That's how we describe it
You
in the
think in
docs.
terms of quests as well?
yes. Do you
Wow.
do too?
Well, yeah, I've read all the comics, of
Oh
course.
my God, you're so awesome.
Oh, anyway, thank you. You don't need to say that. But it's true. Okay, enough of that. Anyway, yes, this is her estate. She's not in town at the moment, but she should be back soon, within the next few days. So if you come here, ask for Amalia. Anything you say to her will get passed on to me, and you can trust her with your lives.
How will we be able to tell if she's a doppelganger?
Good question. I suppose if we had a code phrase or something that only she would know,
Yeah, it has to be an awesome code phrase.
what should it be?
Open the door, Veronica.
Open the door, Veronica. Who's Veronica?
I don't know. It's from
Episode 13.
September.
12. Very well. Open the door, Veronica. She says
Either
also.
that or the D12 is the funny shaped one.
I like open the door, Veronica.
What is a D12 exactly?
It's a betting device,
Yeah.
silly games of chance.
Oh,
Lark,
yeah,
Lark
I
produces
play-
one from his bag,
Yeah.
his gaming dice
I
bag.
play gaming stuff.
It's a
She
12-sided die
she's
that
trying to
has
seem
ones
cool.
on every side.
That's
It
yours,
is made of
Scoot.
lies.
It looks like hope, but it's not.
She says also, the Wizards of Blackstaff Tower, if you drop my name, they will help you. But again, I wouldn't trust them with anything particularly valuable. I will do what I can to turn public sentiment in your favor, but I understand that there are powerful forces at work trying to smear your name across the city. On top of that, you have your charges to answer for still. So if you're all right with this, I will let everyone know that you're doing time at a men's farm. You are doing hard labor to atone for your sins. There is also a monetary amount of damages that have to be paid for some of these charges. And since we haven't worked them out yet, I can try and cut some of the ones that were obviously, messed up, like the Graalhoons. I don't trust those two.
Nor should you.
I hope that's all right. I don't mean to be offensive, Ylka.
Not one bit.
Understood. But some of the charges, like that door, for example, Scoot, we got to pay for it.
You know what? I will pay for that because that was awesome. And I'm glad I did it.
Nice, Scoot.
And didn't we save orphans or?
Yeah, we saved a whole bunch of people working
So I
there.
saved some people. So
Worth it.
yeah,
Man,
I'll
after
take
my
it.
own cut.
I'll take it.
Cut out from my own cloth? Is that the...
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's from Ghostbusters.
Is it?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Our DM feels
You're
shame.
just so earnest and genuine when you troll.
Laryl says, so, our informant in the Xanathar's lair told us of a secret stair in the water-deep sewers below the castle ward.
Motherfucker.
This stair will lead you directly to its lair.
Oh, helpful.
Yes.
Wait, secret stair below what?
Below the castle ward in the sewers of Waterdeep.
Can
The
we narrow
Xanathar's
it down a little? Or
I can guide you to it, yes.
Okay,
I can send someone to guide you to it, one of my agents. There's a symbol on it, a circle with 10 spokes radiating outwards.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's the Xanathar symbol.
Oh, yeah.
Puts it all over the place. Can't get enough of it,
That's
that guy.
right. That was a successful knowledge check. Personally.
So I suppose, are you interested in doing this? Do you want to...
Yeah,
Do you
we're in.
agree?
Yes.
I mean-
Xanathar's lair is your target.
Oh,
They're,
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you sense what is happening with our friend here? She's been asleep for an awful long time.
I mean, I assume that you're all right with it, but I'll see what I can do. And she steps over and puts her hand over Zay's head and closes her eyes for a second. She rolls pretty well. She says, this one seems to be dreaming. She's obviously connected to some outside force that is guiding her through her dreams. But as far as I can reckon, she's safe.
Okay, that's good.
Do we want to leave her in this company here
Instead of carrying her.
instead of carrying her into the sewers where it's going to be dangerous?
Does it seem like she'll wake up soon? Can you tell?
Or we have friends at the Emerald Enclave, too.
True.
She's a druid. She would be safe with them.
But we kind of need
She
her
could
on
stay
this
here,
next
and
leg.
I could relate to her where you've gone, so she can catch up when she wakes, if you'd like to keep her safe.
We definitely want to keep her safe.
Yes.
Yes. Very well. And this unicorn on her lap, is that a trinket?
That stays with her.
All right.
It's
Understood.
very important.
Understood. She looks at all four of you and seems very earnest about it. And she has a couple of the people watching pick up Zay and put her in a bed somewhere comfortable across the room where she kind of gets cozy.
Good.
Yep. She says, so do you have any questions, anything you'd like to know? What I do know about the Xanathar is that obviously he's been breeding intellect devourers and Grell, which says to me he has a mind flayer in his employ. So if you can find the spawning pool where he's creating these things and stop that, that would be a huge burden off of our shoulders. The intellect devourer problem has been on our radar ever since the attack in the docks ward, which I believe you were involved in some month ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we saved a bunch of people.
yeah.
So there's a the intellect devourers come out of a spawning pool?
Yes.
Gross. So it's just like a pool of water or some kind of magical fluid and they crawl out of it?
Correct. They require some sort of magical focus to be conjured into existence. And it's an eldritch ritual that mind flayers perform.
So the mind flayer is using the spawning pool to create the intellect devourers.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we got to stop that. That's super gross.
So aside from the focus, do you have any other details about the spawning pool, how to get rid of it?
I don't know. The magic is outside of my domain.
Okay.
But if you can cut off the power source,
Okay.
that would presumably put an end to it. Or kill the mind flayer.
I think we tried to kill the mind flayer.
Did you?
He ran away.
What happened with badass ninja chick? First time we went down in the sewers.
Yeah.
Badass ninja chick.
Yeah, her name was the Rose, something Rose?
Oh, this was.
Or
That
no,
was-
it was a flower.
Her sign was a rose? You're
I
talking
think-
about the Black Viper?
The Black
Black
Viper.
Viper.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
We
That's-
met the
I
Black
misspoke.
Viper.
The Flak Viper?
The Black the Black Viper.
That's from Ghostbusters 2.
Ah,
You have seen that one, I
she
missed.
says, I've heard stories of her as well. She's a vigilante, bringing justice to the streets. She's been pretty quiet lately.
She has.
She helped us out when we ran into the mind flayer.
Yeah, that's why it came back in my brain pan.
Well, I could put out some feelers and try and find her.
Well, tell her
if
that
you'd
we're
like to
headed
work with
down.
her.
We're headed down. We're headed down to the lair. Tell her to come with us.
I have a hunch she'll find us.
Yeah,
We're down there.
right.
I'll do what I can. I mean, if she has a grudge against the Xanathar already, I'm sure she'll, hear about this soon
See
enough.
if she
one
wants
way
a
or another.
second shot at the mind flayer.
Right. She says, I know a few things about the Xanathar that I picked up over the years of dealing with him, because he's been a thorn in my side for decades. Firstly, the Xanathar doesn't relate well to humanoids. In fact, it doesn't trust them as a matter of course, and it's prone to imagining conspiracies where none exist. To this point, the only creature I think the Xanathar truly trusts is its pet goldfish, named Silgar, which it keeps in a tank in its private rooms, deep within its lair.
Wait, who does?
The Xanathar.
As a whole group? The Xanathar.
The Xanathar himself. The Xanathar is a beholder.
Oh, the beholder.
Yes.
So those who work for the Xanathar are often called the Xanathar.
The Xanathar. Yes, it's an ego thing.
I
Good.
see. Okay, so the beholder Xanathar Doesn't trust humanoids, comes up with conspiracy theories, and only trusts his goldfish.
Correct. It has an insane love for that fish.
What's the name of the goldfish?
Silgar.
Silgar.
Furthermore, our informant says that the eye is kept within its tank.
Ooh, in the goldfish tank?
Yes. As a decoration, I believe.
Wow.
That's really great intel.
It turned up there about a month ago, perhaps 2 months ago. Somewhere in
Goldfish
between.
aren't known to be long for this world.
That's true. So
Yeah,
what do you
change
think?
that water
What do
a
you think
lot.
they do when the goldfish dies?
Stick its brain in a new one.
Flush it.
No, I believe that that when the Xanathar is not looking, they change out the goldfish for new ones every so often without telling it.
Like your 6th grade teacher with the class hamster.
Precisely. That happened to you too?
Yeah.
It was a frequent occurrence at the Mage's School in Candlekeep.
I dropped out in 5th.
So, yes, the Xanathar does employ a retinue of many species, particularly dwarves, however, in his upper echelons. Including our informant is a dwarf named Thorvin Twinbeard, his chief engineer. The Harpers pay him for information every so often. Lastly, another creature of note is that in the last year or so, the Xanathar has been working increasingly closely with a drow. Normally, drow are kept out of its ranks, but this one has reached the upper echelons and is now a personal advisor to the Xanathar. This drow's name is Zibrindas, with an X.
What?
Yep.
Sabrindox with an X where?
Fucking-
Starts with an X.
Starts.
Thanks a lot, Matthias.
Hey, it's a drow. At least there's no apostrophes in its name. She says, and I don't mean that, all respect to drow culture.
It's the Brendas. There's an X in there somewhere, and all the letters are written backwards.
That's right. That's right.
Sabrin-
Do you have any other questions to that? That's what I know offhand. You could seek out other agents for more information, perhaps.
No, that's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
way good start.
All right.
This is
we can
fantastic.
work with
Thank
this.
you, Laryl.
Very well. Do you have anywhere you'd like to stop now, or can I guide you, drop you off somewhere? You need to lay low if we're going to...
We should probably head back to
Troll.
Troll Skull just because we haven't been there in a while,
Mhm.
and we should see what's going on up there.
No idea what state it's in.
Yeah.
And then we'll need somebody to lead us to the entrance in the castle ward.
Right.
And they can find us up at Troll Skull? you
Right.
think?
Okay, so we'll meet you there.
Okay.
Great.
Tomorrow
Tomorrow sounds great.
Sure.
at dawn or dusk?
What time is it now?
Dawn, let's
It
start
is
the
like
day.
noon right now.
Do it
Yeah.
tomorrow dawn.
Yeah.
We'll go home,
We'll get
rest,
right after breakfast.
eat pie.
Very well.
All right. Before we leave, I'm going to go visit Zay,
Mhm.
wherever she is. And I am taking off my polished agate dolphin necklace and putting it on her
Mm-mm.
so she knows that we're still around and we'll be back.
That's wonderful. And a guard comes and brings you all heavy hooded cloaks to sort of hide who you are. Lastly, Terry chirps in and says, "Guys, I'm standing outside. Is everything okay? I haven't heard from you in a while.
We're doing great, Terry.
Yeah, we're heading back up to Troll Skull.
Home?
Yeah, we're going home.
Okay, should I tell everyone?
No, don't tell anybody. We're trying to keep it secret.
Everybody's hunting us now, so we have to be very, very sneaky.
Okay, I will be as sneaky as possible."
I
Yeah,
believe
Excellent.
Extra sneaky.
And you
Morse.
hear a very staccato clip-clop down the street as you make your way back towards the carriage in your hooded cloaks. And that's where we'll call it.
Twin Portals is produced and edited by Scott Hebert. The adventure is created by our Dungeon Master Matthias Valero, and the rest of the Silver Waves of Justice are played by Kendra Carlson, Beth Brophy, and Justin Peck. If you're interested in talking to us about any sort of nerdy stuff, books, movies, TV shows, games, come join us in our Discord server. The link is in the description for this episode as well as on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. When you're not listening to SWOJ, we'd appreciate it if you gave some love to our friends at the Nearest Stars, Horror Rewind, and Take It With You. This activity is made possible in part by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Arrowhead Regional Arts Council thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. A special thanks to Scott Lillo and Sound Central Production Services for their technical support and knowledge. Our next live adventure is scheduled for Sunday, March 1st at 7:30 p.m. at the Teatro Zaccone in downtown Duluth. We'll have one more episode before then, but you can get it on your calendar now. Thank you to Leeland Campana for use of his song Avernum as our theme song. Thank you to the Renegade Theater Company, Teatro Zaccone, and Mary Fox for supporting us and giving us a place to record. And most of all, thank you for listening to Twin Portals.
I was gonna have a prop for you guys today too, but it is not to be.
You made several props.
Yeah.
That's true.
Where'd it go?
Matthias made these
It's up in
awesome
a box.
minis of our
Put it in
characters.
a box, Beth.
Okay.
They're in the
I'm gonna-
box. They're
I'm gonna get it.
They're
painted
partying
for you.
together.
What's
I
in
just
the box?
panicked that I lost it.
When they're together in the box in the dark, they have conversations and adventures without
About
us.
us.
That's right.
About us?
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh,
Conversations
no.
about us and then adventures without
They're
us.
playing offices and bosses the whole time.